everybody before we all get like brain dead after this.
Yeah, we're still missing Talvin, but yeah.
Is scheduling for next week? Is everybody okay with next week?
There he is.
Which day?
Well, we got Sunday or Monday. That's the option. So if y'all want, I got in the calendar. If you would just go in there and just click the thumbs up on whichever day you prefer, that would be good enough. Okay?
Jared, I think we have Barry's dinner next Sunday.
Oh, we do, don't we? Yeah.
So it's gonna have to be Monday then. So that's the only availability, right?
Yeah.
What's up with next Sunday?
Is that correct?
Yes.
I'll see about that. I'll talk to Adrian about that one.
Right.
Because I thought I put Sunday, but I could have mistakenly clicked on the wrong one.
Okay. If you survive long enough, then Monday will do well enough. So,
yeah.
Function, thank you for being flexible with those calendars. Again, we always appreciate you working
Also, listen, I know like sometimes I'm like texting you guys. Just it's a lot to schedule like 6 different people. Okay, I just want to let you know that. So sometimes I'm gonna have to come back to you for confirmation or whatever. Just follow through with whatever I asked for. That's all that I asked for. Just do what I'm asking, and this will go a lot smoother.
Let me check on Monday.
Yeah, you assholes do a better job.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, blanket statement. Look, it's a lot. It's like herding cats.
It is,
But
yeah.
as long as y'all follow through with like the things that I ask in a timely manner, this will go a lot easier. So,
Agreed.
and I
Very
think
nice.
y'all been, pretty good. So, yeah.
Stop looking at me, Darren.
No, I'm not.
No, it's not just
Everybody
you.
has their own things, so it's not just one person. So,
I just need
It's
you
a
to
lot
talk.
of people.
I just need you to do talk like Function when you want us to schedule.
sounds good.
Awesome.
Would Sunday work better?
Yeah, right.
What do you mean your schedule is booked already?
Books.
Books.
All right. Cool. So, one thing I want to talk to you guys about real quick before we move on too much. So, I've started a YouTube channel, and there are a lot of YouTube channels that are out there on how to do certain things, whether it's reading stat blocks or it's how to do different parts of D&D. Mine is less instructive, and I have this kind of vision of whenever I'm going through a challenge and I'm trying to plan for something that's upcoming, or I have a certain challenge that needs to come to a player, through those steps and how do I work that out. Mine is kind of a ride along with me as I try to DM with lots of editing and things like that. It's called Carpe Diem, and it's the last one being DM. And it's going to be very specific to our campaign. I have a lot of fun getting stuff ready. I love prepping, and I want to kind of spread that and bring that to a YouTube channel. So basically, I'm not going to use y'all's names in real life. I will talk about your characters, and I will ask that you never, ever watch the channel because there are tons of spoilers and tons of plans that go ahead. But I want everyone to be aware that this is something that I'm intentional about. And if anybody has any qualms or anything like that, by all means, we'll work around it. But
Subscribe, but don't put the bell on.
No, don't even subscribe it. I don't want this coming anywhere near your feed. I don't need y'all's subscriptions, but it's more or less around me planning for each and every session. When I talk to other people and ask them, and a lot of it's going to be asking for advice, asking the questions that maybe some DMs out there ask themselves, but they don't get directly answered. And it's just going to be kind of almost a let's play of DM planning. God, that sounds boring, but yeah, I think I'm going to start that up. So if everyone's cool with that, I'm going to try to get that monetized and get that up and rolling, because I think you guys are interesting.
Totally
Yep.
down, yeah.
Just my name is Function. So
Yeah, I will not use your real name at all. I'll never even show your faces. I will crop all that out. There may be some
I got a call from my compliance office, and they found out about the GoFundMe page that I did. So they know a lot about all the shit I do. So
Wow. Okay, and Oscar, we'll talk because I just maybe want to use some of the footage that you've recorded. But yeah, I think you can block channel profiles. That's a very good point, Aviary. But anyway, I just want to get you guys blessing before I moved along with that. If anybody has any issues with that, just DM me and I'll kick you out of the team. No problems. Just kidding. All right, so we're all here. We're all good. Let's get this thing started. Okay, where are we? What are we doing? And why are we doing that?
I just remember Pragar started a fight in a bar, right, or something. No. I just remember we went to some place and we were talking to somebody, and then we tried to steal a ship, and I did a terrible job of trying to get on the ship by bringing a bunch of boxes. I think somebody Tao snuck on, or somebody snuck on already. But I was trying to watch the recap within the 5 minutes of everybody logging on that one. But yeah, that's as far I got.
It's pretty good.
It's been a while. It's been a while, guys. But yeah,
It has been a while.
We were trying to talk. We were trying to get back to our ship. I think the main idea.
okay, I remember. Okay, so Tao, and Okabar tried to steal the ship, and Tao ripped a hole in the ship, right? Yep. And then Zuka came to get me. I spent all my dice to wake up, just to come all the way full circle back to where I woke up at, is what I remembered.
Okay. So overall, essentially what happened was there was this guy named Lestor, and he was recommended by this fellow named Prince Aldrin, who you were told you could kind of trust. Lestor has lost control of his ship currently. He was the current, commandeer of the ship itself. Let's see if we can find this real quick. Does anybody have that name?
Lestor?
Okay, yeah, Lestor was the previous captain. There was a mutiny that went on, and his first mate named Colbert.
It was the Steel Feather. Steel Feather.
Yep, and the Steel Feather. Colbert was able to commandeer and take over the ship's crew. You accosted Colbert in the middle of a very busy tavern through a method of intimidation and soiree. She seemed not to be moved by some of the arguments that were made at the time, and then once you left, you immediately head straight towards the ship itself. It was lightly guarded, but one of you managed to sneak on and cause a bit of a ruckus. While investigating the ship, they did, Talvern, you did cast Detect Object, and that's what you cast, right? Detect Object? I think that's correct.
Yes.
Cast Detect Object was indeed inside the ship. After that, there was a dimension door outward that was a whole bunch of things happened. He eventually had himself trapped inside the captain's cabin with the crew banging on them. A lot of the crew coming back after there was an alarm that was tripped. It was a pretty risky flight. There were a lot of shots fired, and eventually the group itself kind of ran out and found a place that seemed fairly safe. Talked over a few things and decided that they were going to go back to where Zan's grandfather was and stay the night there, which seemed to be the only place that was safe in town. There was a conversation about the Amakir. The Amakir family is they're the ones that kind of they're jewelers, essentially. They control a lot of jewel trade, a lot of magical item trade. Anything that's small and typically can be flown on airships is what they would have run, which is why the Amakirs had a very close relationship with the Leodon family. And so there's a very good thing there. There was a little bit of discussion about one of the sons of the Amakir, about how there might have been a relevance with Lestor, or at least a connection of some type. And we're going to go ahead. What's that?
The letter that Tao found.
Yes, the letter that he found. I didn't write that down, but it essentially was a heartfelt call for someone to come home.
Right.
Essentially. Yeah, that was one thing that he did find inside the cabin there. So we're going to begin as the party, who took a much well-deserved rest, begins waking up in the morning. Everyone has a full rest, all their hit points, everything like that is restored, and as the party begins to come downstairs and begins to come into that kind of main common area, you're met with servants bringing down a very full, luscious meal of, egg, steak, just a good continental breakfast. But as soon as they drop off the plates, they are quickly wisping away, leaving you guys to have your own privacy. So we'll start there.
Well, I feel well rested. How's everyone?
So considering I got shot with a big old fucking, can you call it an arrow? What the fuck was that? I don't know. That shit was fucking brutal. I lost a lot of blood. I definitely needed that rest. That's.
It was a ballista, and yeah, those are huge.
You did get shot
Well,
correctly.
I am feeling much better than yesterday.
I would hope so.
I died,
You did.
but something has changed in me. Something is new. I don't know. I am exploring it, but this time, it does not feel as dangerous as the other side of me. However, I think I have learned a valuable lesson. And I read this in a book somewhere. It's called Don't Split the Party. Ever. You'll die. Like, it happened to me. So, yeah. Even on shopping trips. We'll go together. Always. And one more thing. When you decide something, let's, as a group, decide. Not just take off by yourself.
Yes. I apologize for
We've all done
bar
it.
fight, but
No, fuck that.
definitely trying to get it through.
Do what I want.
Well, I like to play. So,
Wait,
Let's
what?
play the game. Well,
that's
Don't
the other
almost
thing.
Die, and don't almost die and be in a hospital bed for a whole
Oh,
day.
come on, asshole. Come on, dude. Come
Hey,
on.
character.
who's the asshole? Anyway, so
That was Darren. That was Darren outside the game. Fuck that.
No meta.
I agree.
Anyway.
I think we all need to discuss perhaps handling how we're going to handle things going further. But anyway, I believe before we went to bed, we decided to perhaps have another discussion with Lestor or whatever we thought about him. We think he wasn't perhaps being 100% truthful with us. Yes?
I agree. I mean, I think that there's more to Lestor that he was hiding. Obviously, something his ties to the Amakir family, and
Well,
just
we do have-
why Colbert's captain now, that kind of thing.
We do have magical means to making sure he is telling the truth.
Or I can interrogate him.
That's what I mean, though. We can use some of our abilities, however, we can't use magic. So
Isn't
They're
this
gonna have to figure out
how we end up killing the local villager, shopkeeper, etc. How we happened, for the past.
Which one?
Exactly. Marley, my favorite, looks at Zan.
I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
Anyways, that's interrogation sounds like a good idea. It's not a. I don't know. I'm torn now. But no magic. It's just we're at a handicap.
yeah, so I want to get out of this godforsaken city.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to have a discussion. I suggest we maybe try to go find him back at the ship docks. Is that where we originally were gonna go?
There's people looking for us there.
Well, yeah. Especially after.
The same
So
docks.
no, we're not going to go to the ship docks.
not the same dock that we were at
I killed a guy
earlier?
with boxes. Definitely don't want to go back there.
Couldn't we just go back in disguise? But we know the urn was somewhere near there, right?
Yes.
Well, we need to talk to Lestor again and his little manservant.
Right, which is where he was. Where was he? At the ship dock?
He was.
Yeah, he's in the I don't know if it's an inn or a tavern or whatever it was. I don't remember. Wherever he was getting drunk right outside of the ship docks. Which, by the way, doesn't it seem strange now that he would have his ship mutinied and then just hang out around there?
True. I agree with everyone. I don't think he was 100% truthful with this.
His family is from here, aren't they? So why wouldn't he just hang out here?
Yes, but why wouldn't he go to his family's home? Why would he be in the inn on the ship dock next to his ship?
He's a
that
man
was
of
just
wealth that chooses to be a mercenary. Why he's probably not wanted at home.
Everybody's talking at once.
He literally told us that normally when there's a mutiny, they kill the other captain. They don't just let him walk around the ship.
Yeah.
Something they're not.
Even the new
they're not
captain
telling.
probably in the family pockets.
Well,
I don't know.
and I noticed that Colbert had quite a few stones on her hand as well. So, I mean, there could be something where he paid her to be the captain to try and smuggle in the urn without him having any ties to it.
You saw more jewelry on her.
Yeah.
Well, we do know that he is from a famous family here in the city.
Something's not adding up for sure.
I don't think so either. And also his butler, assistant, whatever he was, seemed kind of suspicious as well.
I don't know about you guys, but I think after all this time, it might be finally appropriate to let Function interrogate somebody.
Well, since we don't have any other way or magical means of doing so.
You just see Function.
I mean,
like,
what do you want
light
to
up.
do? I could walk in, grab him or his manservant, and just bamf him out somewhere else where you all are waiting. Or we can,
Maybe not the bamfing.
yeah, the magic thing.
Yeah, no magic.
Let's put him in a sack.
Chiggity.
All right. Well,
A big sack.
I don't know.
Well,
I have no idea what's.
How
first
big
plan.
do you need it to be?
I mean, the manservant was a small man. He'd probably a medium-sized sack.
well, how are we gonna
Yes.
get there first? Is what we need to figure out.
Yeah. Definitely, the six of us can't go traversing through the city again. Back up there.
But I also don't think that we need to split ourselves.
So what you're saying is we should split the party.
Not while we're being looked
Right.
at.
We could have the folks that did us up for the party do us all up again.
There's also 7.
If we all go together, then
Seven.
we can just combine ourselves, and then we can just disguise ourselves again. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think
Yeah.
of as well. Can you change my skin tone again? Scale tone?
I mean, I can. Yeah, it worked. It worked okay last night. I guess.
I don't have any issues.
What do you have? You're gonna just? I read this in a book. Are you gonna spray paint him?
Yeah. Well, he just last night when you were almost dead in in a bed. He covered everything up, and we just painted the scales on his face to look different. It
Ah,
wasn't the best thing, but he doesn't stand out as being gold, at least.
yes, because you are very bright.
Alright. Perfect.
Like the sun, sometimes it shimmers off of your scales, and then it hits my eyes, and then I cannot see.
We could probably cook an egg off the heat from your scales.
Possibly.
That sounded like a stroke sentence for a second. We could probably cook an egg.
Alright, so we're. So perhaps we'll finish breakfast and let's figure out how we're gonna disguise ourselves and then head that way.
Yeah.
Alright.
So just a brief clarification, we're gonna go back to the docks in disguise again with one of the few random Dragonborn and few random Aarakocra that are in the city,
That's what
but
happens when
disguised to
you're
look
kind of
differently. even though there's not like a ton
Well,
of
since
them
Abe since
around.
has such a strong opinion, what do you want to do then?
I mean, I know you don't want to hear this, but all of us shouldn't go there.
So you want to split the party again? What the fuck happened last time?
I agree. As long as we don't use magic,
It's
it's
going to end well for everyone, but Xanthar's right. We're too easily spotted. We're a group of 7 with at least 3 distinct characters. 3 very outlandishly different people. You, me, and Function.
It wasn't that hard with magic because we could just make it look like
Function can
something
look a little
else.
normal to the Warforged, but have we seen many Warforged in the City of Leaves? I don't recall.
All I'm saying is, at least, let us be in close vicinity.
I'm not saying I'm gonna go hang out with Van's grandpa. I'm just maybe Pragar and I don't go on this exact interaction.
Sure, but maybe we just be in close proximity of what is happening. How about that?
We don't have to be all.
I feel if we split into smaller groups and then travel in smaller groups to predetermined destinations around where we're going to be. So whoever's going to go speak with Lasor and his
Not be miles apart again.
assistant, yeah. And that
I
way we
can
can travel in
interrogate
smaller groups under disguise, but we'll all somehow end up in the shipyards so that if something goes down, we'll be nearby.
Okay, so
If
we
I
know
let you
Function needs
interrogate
to be.
Nushi, will that soothe your interest, Function?
Oh, I don't want to interrogate Mushi. He has done nothing wrong.
You don't know.
love
I don't
It's been
know.
on for
I
an
think
hour.
that should know something.
Well, perhaps.
Oh,
Zan, do you
in
want to go
that
with
case-
Function then, since you seems to know a little bit more about the city and you'll be less obvious?
So speaking of being less obvious, I do have one fucking idea. We could disguise them as mushroom people who already look fucking weird and have a ton of crazy shapes. So no one's gonna be like, "Oh, why are the fun guys here?" They're just gonna be like, "Ah, the fun guys are here."
God damn it.
Aren't the mushroom people, the Myconids, all small?
I am 100% on board to make it look like mushroom people.
So the Myconids, the ones that you saw down in the fungal groves, some of them were even like 8 feet tall. They were growing all kinds of different shapes, sizes, colors.
Do we know they leave the grove though? Have we seen any other mushroom people walking around here?
We're gonna make a retroactive perceptive check. So make a perception check, Pragar. See if you can remember seeing any of them.
Can I just
Hey,
ask
would I
them
have
about the-
would I have any kind of insight in there as far as knowing the peeps?
You know, yeah, you would. So
with advantage?
I'm just gonna give it to you because you're right. Xanthar's from this place,
Okay.
so he would fucking know it. But you don't know, Pragar. You don't remember. So Zan, there are like special like civics projects sometimes whenever they're growing large new shapes into the canopies. Like instead of like in most cities, they would like if they're expanding parts of the city, they would hire a bunch of contractors to go in there and build it up. And you know, if it's a civil wall project or a dam or something, you have this kind of big group of workers that go in there and they live and kind of eat and sleep in that area. That's kind of how the Myconids are here because they're so naturally gifted as druids and everything in the city is grown instead of being like built. Whenever they have an extension, like if they needed to expand on a certain like bow or something like that, they would have a bunch of Myconids just go up and travel. They live in these large family groups and they go to different places. And as they're there, they use their druid craft to grow out parts of the city. That they're kind of like the civil workers. And when there's no projects here, they live amongst their own kind in their own little Myconid ghetto. So they have been seen around, especially in large groups, but typically they don't just wander around randomly.
All right.
But they could be.
Yes, you've seen them before. You distinctly remember when the Myconids came to the neighbors, the next branch over from where you were, and they slowly grew up the branch itself and grew all the wood out of it, making that person's home. So yes, you do remember a work project where they traveled.
Sweet. I feel like this is a great idea.
Probably because you came up with it.
Of course. What? I always come up with great ideas in my own
I
mind.
don't disagree. Can I be a mushroom too?
I'm down for being on my.
Yeah, I mean, we're in your town, we're in your house. And also, the thought of seeing Pragar dressed as a giant mushroom pleases me very much.
Or I'm pretty good at playing a hobo.
So spray painting me is a lot more difficult than turning me into a mushroom. Great, perfect.
No.
Whatever.
Incorrect.
Let's do it, I guess.
Turning you into a mushroom is much more difficult. Having a random dragonborn who already got in a fight with a crew show back up in a different color just seems suspicious.
I wasn't gonna be in the room, but that's fine.
A mushroom dragonborn sounds like very interesting to me.
Well, it's just the size, right?
Cool.
Whatever we're gonna do, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't.
But also,
we
where,
get
where's
some,
that?
Dragon mushrooms. I think it's just a mushroom.
Can we get some help from the people who dressed us up for the party? They seem to be much better at that sort of thing than we are.
Yeah, let's find out.
What was her name? Does anybody remember?
One sec.
We're all at my house. I would head up and see if my grandfather has any contacts that we have that could help with elaborate disguises.
I will go with
Okay.
you.
Okay, so Zan and Function, you guys finish your breakfast early. You step out and you start going up into the upper tiers where the balconies are, looking for the grandfather. You stop at several different places that you've seen him before. You don't see anything, but you do hear this kind of sweaty, this grunting coming from above you. And eventually you wind up the stairs and you turn a corner and you see grandfather out on this large terrace where he's wearing this, it looks like a mask that's made out of netting, but it's metal. He's completely topless and he's only wearing like these swim trunks, and he's got this large log post and he's sitting here swinging at another person who's opposite of him who has the same kind of outfit with another large post that's just trying its best to dodge nimbly out of the way. And as you step out there, you see the grandfather trying to do this, and eventually he throws it down, gets frustrated, rips the mask off, and turns and sees the two of you. Zan, there you are. Good. Come. You come closer. Tell me, how was your breakfast?
It was fantastic, as usual.
Good. You know, they tell me that at my age I need to take up additional hobbies. Fencing sucks. I'm never doing it again. This shit is for the birds.
Yeah, that is.
Yes. You apparently swing at each other with fence posts, acting like they're swords. It's just a lot of work, not much hitting. It's stupid.
I am not 100% sure that is not two different things that you're doing, Grandpa. But
I think Xanthar, your grandfather is confused.
No, I read 2 books on it.
Function. Don't get too excited, Function. He probably doesn't have the books.
Oh no, I threw them away.
Well-
I don't like keeping books. They're worthless. Anyway, what can I do for you this morning?
I was wondering, we have gotten it into our heads that it would be fun to dress up a few of our more conspicuous comrades as Myconids.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Hallows Eve already?
No, but I think it would be hilarious. And also, I don't think anyone would realize. I think we can make this Dragonborn and this Eric Cochran and this and Function here. I don't think anybody would think twice about them.
Now, I will admit that the Dragonborn and the chicken, they stand out like sore thumbs. You, if it weren't for all these colors all over yourself, you could be very useful in kind of sliding in and out of shadows. But enough of that.
I have another question.
Oh, Okay.
Here's another option, Xanthar. We could find a magical pass, correct?
Like one of the guild seals?
Is that what they are?
They're sponsorships, yes. They're unfortunately, they're very hard to come by. I was able to secure one for you, obviously. It's sewn into your cloak. But the rest of you, that's 1, 2, 3, 6.
Oh, Sam, you have magical freedom.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
I think I could probably do 2, but no more.
This changes everything.
Grandfather, if it's the magic is limited to the person wearing the cloak, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. And
What?
it doesn't have a limit to how much magic we can use. It just protects and within that.
So the way it works, it is very specific to a user. It takes attunements, it takes all kinds of metaphysical vibrations. Essentially what it does is when you cast a spell, it echoes into the Fae. That's where most of our winds of magic come from the other side. Here, because the membrane is so thin, it rips a hole, but with these enchanted patches, it kind of nullifies it and makes it to where it doesn't tear. It takes a while to make sure that the enchantment attunes to you. And it's really hard to cast it on another person. So if you were going to say, make your friend fly, you cast it, but then your friend has magical energies. It's not the same as them casting the spell, but it's not exactly good always. So I can perhaps get 2. At the most. I think that's all that we have for operatives who are not currently leaving. We could probably allow some attunements for that, but I would request that they come back. As far as getting you to look like Myconids, that's what takes some doing. That might, especially that big dragonborn friend of yours. It would take some doing, but I think we could do it.
I think so. Do you know any costumers, or I thought you might.
Yes. Your very own Madame Gelza. She is fantastic at putting these things away. I would probably call in most of my servants, as I think this is going to require several hands.
Yeah.
Do you need my assistance?
I'm going to need everyone's assistance. Come on, let's gather everyone up. Let's head down to the costuming rooms, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Grandfather leads you down. He eventually goes into the big banquet hall where everyone's finishing. Looks like we have a busy day. Come. I need everyone's help and attention on this. He kind of looks Aviary up and down, and Pragar up and down, side to side, and we definitely have our work cut out for us. But let me ask, you only want these 3 people to be in disguise, correct?
Who were the 3? Me, Pragar, and who?
You, Pragar, and Function, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't mind being dressed up.
Okay. I will reiterate this, and he kind of pulls out that wanted poster that you guys saw that had been circulated. That was originally circulated from just the Mages Guild, and now is being circulated around the city as a whole. It still doesn't have Xanthar on it. It has Zuka. So you may have some good ideas, but I would recommend everyone disguising of some type. Because they're going to be looking for all of you. I don't know what you did, and frankly, I don't care, because I don't want to clean up the mess. But you've really pissed off some important people.
I got shot by a ballista.
You... okay. I won't even ask. Anyway, let's come down here. And he eventually takes you out and takes you to kind of weird, awkward back corner that doesn't look like it's very well used. And through a single like hand wave and mutter, some of the roots kind of they grow back, and what was originally a wall is now separated into this kind of birth canal looking tunnel where you walk down and eventually you end up in this large expansive passage where there are just rows and rows of costumes. There are hats and pants and all the normal kind of accessories, but there are also wings and halos and horns and all kinds of different weapons, and it's like an armory, but it's more like a theater backstage where you have just props and costumes all over the place. And you see a very familiar, very broad-looking woman kind of moseying out. Oh, it looks like we have visitors today. Madam, I am pleased to say that you will not be bored today. Looks like we need, what is it? You, and you. We need them to be Myconids. Myconids? Yes, Myconids. And then, what did everyone else? I'll let you pick. Good luck. I will leave you to it. And with that, he turns and kind of goes up, and the lady starts to waddle over, and she's almost as wide as Rhaegar is. Like, she's a very large, just well-stacked woman. She's got a full like maid's apron, but it's got like flour and all kinds of powders and stuff all over it. And she leans forward. She goes, "So, whom should we be costuming out today?" Okabar, thanks. Yeah.
I just stole his card, so that's why he flipped me off.
Me.
Ah, okay.
Me. I want to be the most smelliest, ugliest of hobos.
Oh, so no work on you then.
Smile.
Okay. Then Rhaegar, what should we? She approaches you. She doesn't know your name, and she kind of comes up to you. So, what kind of Myconid would you like to be?
The largest you can make me, I suppose. I'm not really. Never been a mushroom before, so I don't know what my preference is.
She kind of glances around the room, and there's no like mushroom costumes. So I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna have two people roll for a disguise kit, but I'm also gonna see if there's anything that you can think of that is found in a typical house. How are you going to make this mushroom costume? Just out of your standard medieval housewares.
Who are we talking to?
I'm talking to everybody. Does anybody have any ideas on how you would make my Myconid costume? Because they look like a big mushroom in real life, but you don't see any like things that you can just crawl in and become. It's not like a Halloween store. It's more like I said, it's a prop studio.
I'm looking for some rounded pots.
Okay.
Glue a bunch of dead Myconid tea. I mean, if it's anything like real mushrooms.
We don't have that much time.
Okay, so you're looking for.
We're just
like more like rounded pots that have that might have that like mushroom cap type look to them that we could use to create some imagery.
a wok.
Okay.
Or the
So
wok.
upside down, kind of big
Fucking
cauldron.
modified.
Yep. Also,
Possibly, maybe, I don't know, some kind of like paper or something. To
okay.
cover
There's
the
lots of parchments.
outside.
There's lots. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe cover and connect all this. Connect everything so it doesn't look like you're wearing a pot on your head.
Is there a Hobby Lobby around here?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I mean, this essentially is a Hobby Lobby of just random shit. Okay. So so Rhaegar is going to use a large cauldron. It's been kind of tied to his shoulders. So you look like a really angry toadstool from Mario. Anything else you want to add to that before you make your roll?
I'm making the roll.
Well, I'm going to make you and one other person. So far, it's going to be Xanthar who's going to help you.
Good, because this is his idea.
All right, Zan, go ahead and roll for a disguise kit. You have one?
Yes.
So I'm going to give you the proficiency on this. Go ahead and roll for the disguise kit for helping Pragar.
What do I roll?
If you click the disguise
He's
kit
going to roll
and-
for you. You roll with.
If you click on it, you set it to proficient, and then roll it, and it'll actually put it on.
Yeah, and Prager, he's going to roll with advantage for you since he has the ability to do that.
Sweet.
Or since you're helping him, essentially.
Yeah. How do I roll for a disguise kit? Is that a?
The item itself is that
On it.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah. Inventory, click on disguise kit. Goes like that.
Did you pull it up under your inventory?
Yeah, so you make it, and then I did this last time. I had to figure it out.
All right, so
Yeah, with the-
you just add your proficiency bonus to whatever type of roll.
I think as a rogue you're going to be
So-
naturally.
Would it be performance or not performance? What?
It's a dex check, and then he adds
Yeah,
his
there you go.
proficiency, so I think
So-
it's a +3.
Do a dex check and then add. So you get a plus whatever your proficiency plus your dex modifier. There you go. That's it.
There's a way to do
Okay,
it.
and you're gonna roll with advantage. There you go. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so natural 20 on that one.
Nice.
Yeah, 27. Okay, as Pragar kind of sets around on the side, you see what is essentially the largest, angriest-looking toadstool that you've ever seen in your life. Unfortunately, one of the things about the armor is that it just sheds any type of any type of covering, anything you try to stick to it or glue to it, it just falls off as some type of natural acclimatation to the armor itself. So to do this, you eventually figured out that you can put like a whole drape around him and then have it just drape over. And he looks like one of the most convincing toadstools that you've ever seen. He's not one of the long, skinny ones. He's a very squat-looking, round, brown mushroom. But he looks very, very convincing. So he steps out there, and everybody kind of gets inspired a little bit. They're all like, "Ooh, that's really nice." Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay, Function, you're going. How are you going to make yourself look like a mushroom?
Well, you see, rinse and repeat, see and do.
Okay.
So,
As you
same
begin to look
idea.
around, you realize that's the only large cauldron that's big enough to fit your head. Everything else is either too short, too shallow. It doesn't really seem to fit right. It doesn't look like the that's gonna work.
Is there some kind of like light covering,
Or a hat.
or like a some kind of like hat that's kind of tipped at the top
Wait,
and goes out?
Okay.
A shield that you could use?
Right? No.
Okay,
not
so
a
Function,
shield.
go ahead and make an investigation check for me real quick.
All right.
Yeah, dude, you find the most perfect.
Oh!
It's even got like kind of a rounded dome on top. Beautiful hat. It comes around a little bit, has some draperings. It's actually a like a noblewoman's hat that you're able to kind of move around and turn backwards, and it looks very much like a mushroom cap at that point. What else are you gonna do for the rest of your body?
God, I wish I could use magic. And then I will. We have to cover my tattoos at least, and then from there, maybe I could just put a cloak on, like Pragar as well. So, Tau, you talked about painting. Could you cover my body, do you think?
I feel like we could paint over your tattoos pretty easily.
Okay,
I mean, you
Talbot,
won't
go
look-
ahead. And,
You won't look like a warforged if you just dress like you're a person. Just wear clothes and a hat, and then I could just paint your face, painted some crazy color. Nobody know what you are.
Yes.
Do you want to paint your tattoos, or you want to cover them in clothing? I guess is my question.
the
They're on your arms, right? In your
did I
chest.
see them in clothing?
No,
God.
all the Myconids that you saw did not wear clothing.
Are you
Right,
still?
so
Oh,
they're-
I didn't know. I didn't know if you were abandoning the mushroom idea and just wanting
No.
to make yourself look like a.
Sticking with the mushroom idea.
Yeah. So what? I guess I'll try to start by painting him, kind of in like a patchworky, like looks like mossy kind of colors. You know what I mean? With my disguise kit.
Okay. Okay.
And
You
then we
also
can put
find
a
some
big hat.
clay.
On. You're gonna put a big hat on, right? That we can like paint as well. Is that what you're gonna do?
Wait a minute. No, function doesn't understand what. No, go ahead. Yes, sorry. Continue.
Okay. Good deal. Yep. So you're able to get some clays and kind of go over the more angled joints and everything,
Yeah.
and make him look rounded. So he looks more like a swamp man.
That's a good
Talbot,
idea.
go ahead and make your dex check. You also have proficiency with the disguise kit, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
go ahead and make
I'm
your
a-
dex check.
I'm assisting him putting
Yes,
things
you are.
on.
Yes, you are. So
Oh,
So I roll
Out of 5.
I roll.
with
I
advantage.
roll.
That's right.
I roll Dex plus my proficiency, right? Oh, that one was
Yeah,
bad.
it'll be plus your proficiency plus your dex modifier. Yep, which is +3 for most proficiencies.
Plus Jack of all trades. No, I'm proficient. That's right. So 16.
Yeah, you're
Plus-
proficient. So it's gonna be +3.
Yeah.
So 19.
So,
Okay. Yeah, so you get some really cool paints in there. You get really creative with some of the blends. Function, you can still kind of make out the overall humanoid shape that you are, but you did kind of see some Myconids that have changed their bodies to look more humanoid. So yeah, you're convincing passing Myconid. Everybody kind of looks over you. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Aviary, how do you want to make yourself look like a Myconid?
Just put it in chat so you get the details.
Thank you. Desert
Hi.
serape. And forage mushrooms. Yep. Okay. What's my resin? My armor like patches.
I'm basically using the dinner resin as a glue to keep the mud and dirt on myself.
If you need
You're using the dinner resin as the glue.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's only going to be on my armor. And the serape.
That's good, man. I would have never came up with that.
Okay. Okay.
Also, in the closet is any dark makeup, maybe.
that's useful
yeah,
in case
okay,
you need to poison someone very quickly.
Yep.
He's just like oozing this like green goo where he
Dude,
glued mushrooms
something
on.
Mushrooms.
Hopefully-
Makes sense.
Hopefully, we don't come across mushy.
Oh yeah, can I do that instead? Can I use the resin to glue the mushrooms on instead of tying them on? Would that be enough to stick them on?
you can certainly try.
What's the
I'm gonna make
consistency
you.
of the
I'm gonna make
resin?
you make.
I imagine it's sticky, right?
It's very. It's exceptionally sticky.
Yeah,
It's-
resin by its name is sticky as fuck.
It's very
Yeah, I know.
tar.
It's-
It's literally
it doesn't harden,
freeze-stabbed.
right?
It's literally. Yeah, no,
Uh,
it's not hard.
and-
If you need any, I
I mean,
have
I don't
10
know.
pounds of it. So
I've got quite a bit. I'm not worried about it.
Someone gives
Yeah, and
Dave a hug.
they
and
come in
becomes
bricks.
crackhead.
hey, DM.
So they
gonna,
come in bricks.
No, it's not that. No, I have a vial of goo, like a sap-like goo. It says a resin in the water skin smells horrible. Has something to do to them. It's one of my like homebrew items that I have on my equipment list.
I thought you were talking about the dinner resin for a second there.
I thought that's what it
Yeah.
was. Like I didn't really get much more on the notes for it. It says dinner resin, so it should be dinner resin, but it says it's like goo, not a brick.
You know what? That's the stuff because it was. I remember you because you took the regular bricks, and I think Talvin originally took those, but you also took some of that sappy resin. And I don't remember if you scraped it off of mushy or if you put it in.
Yeah. I scraped
That's
it
what
off
you
of
used to
mushy.
poison the white with. You remember? That's the same stuff because you can't use the solid stuff. You have to smoke the solid stuff, but
Yeah.
the resin itself is what you use on that. Okay. It is dinner resin. I'm going to make you make a dexterity check for me to see if you're able to do this without getting it on either yourself or anyone else.
How inspired is he?
He's not. So you rolled a 9, right?
Yeah,
Okay, hold on. Let me get my.
+3. Could my Could my natural ability proficiency with my herbalism, anything help?
Slathering yourself in drugs is anathema to wisdom.
I meant more than mushroom placement. But yeah, all right.
No, yeah, you feel like you're pretty confident in that you got just on your armor. You didn't get on your wings, or your feathers or anything like that. You're very careful. You're very very timely. Okay, good stuff. Now that was just to see about how well the resin was on. Go ahead and
Make a Constitution saving throw.
no, not yet. We'll have that come in. No, go ahead. I need you to make another dex check, but this time it's for your disguise kit. You do not have proficiency in this, so it's just going to be a straight dex check. That's pretty good. Okay. All right. So, man, that's really a 23, 16, and 17. That's all around. As the group, the three of you get together, it looks like you just came straight out of the Mold Church, and there are just 3 Myconid that are standing up there looking beautiful. The rest of you, Talvin, Zan, Okabar, Zuka, what are you guys dressing up as?
I'm just gonna grab the most ugliest rags I see and try to strap them to them, trying to just mostly cover the color of my skin, because that's the most really identifying feature of me, besides my bow and everything, which usually I have it covered, if I would have this, but...
Okabar, should we paint it green?
Well, originally I wanted to change my color, but she thought I was good enough with how I'm at. So I'm going with my own thing.
All right, so you look like a dirty old hobo, and you smell terrible, and it's not from the rags. Zuka, you guys look over, and you see the most Gandalf-looking asshole that's ever stood there. He's even got the gnarled staff and everything. Dude,
I'm going to continue to have just use my staff.
Okay. Then you just have your wooden staff. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy enough. You even have some help with Madam who comes in and gives you wrinkled, makes you look really old. Actually, puts a little prosthetics under your eyes to give you bags. She even dyes your hair a slight off-white, so it's a really convincing disguise. Talvin, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna find a purple hat and a big rimmed hat if I can find, and a purple cloak, and that's it.
Okay. With ease,
I've been doing this. I've been doing this since we got here. I'm going to change it up a little bit, but I'm just going to make myself look like a normal half elf. Nothing special.
Okay.
None of my Silverhand identifying features, hair, and all that. And I'm not going to carry instruments on me. I'm going to keep them here, I guess. Oh, and also just as a point of we have beds here or a room. We're sharing rooms or whatever. Is there a place I can put some things that you with me?
You were each given your own kind of little guest room in one of the wings of. This is essentially a large mansion. Yeah, you can easily put some things in there. What were you going to put in there?
I'll keep the lightning javelins in the bag of holding. I definitely don't want to take my any instruments with me. I don't want to be perceived as a musician at all, I guess, in this case. And I'm definitely going to leave. I'm going to put it under the bed or something, the 10 pounds of dinner resin that I've been carrying around with me. Maybe. They're looking for us and we get caught. I'm trying to not ride dirt right now. But yeah.
Okay.
Purple owns itself look pretty commonplace.
All right, fair enough. So one thing that you have noticed is that the original description is of you whenever you were at Nyfear's Point, which is of the Silver Hand, and since that point you've been changing your disguise to look like just an average citizen. It's much harder to pick between the normal-looking members of a race than try to transpose yourself as a different race. So your disguise, you feel, is going to be pretty effective. Just yeah, just doing your thing. Zan, are you gonna do any type of disguise? What are you gonna do?
Can I just get a quick reminder on what even we are doing? I got real caught up in the disguises and really forgot what we were doing.
We're
No,
gonna
no
go
problem.
talk to the mutinied ship captain and his manservant.
So we're just going to be real near the rest of those, the guys we just got in a fight with, mutineers.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
We don't really have.
I've
choice.
already talked to
He
this
is.
captain. Who do we think needs to talk to him? Do we think that I should talk to him? Do we think that someone else should take on that particular?
He doesn't know. I don't think he knows briefly, but you did most of the talking.
Well, that's what I mean.
I
I'm
can
gonna be-
interrogate him.
I did. Maybe we let Xand try to talk to him again, and if we feel like he's not being honest with us, we can always seek alternative options.
Well, listen, if one of you can ask what your questions are, I will make sure that he answers truthfully.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. But if I'm going to talk to him first, I'll probably go with myself, and then we'll let Function cut off his fingers in fifths. Whatever works.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am not-
You guys want to split like we did for the party? All go, groups of 2 or 3. Like one group goes up the elevator, and then the next comes up. So we'll all be very close, but not walking in one big group.
I like that idea.
Um,
How about I go with you, Zan? Or is that not a good idea? What do you guys think?
Should the mushrooms not stick together? As I say in a cauldron over my fucking head.
There's a definite echo to everything that Prager said.
Ding, 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 ding.
And Prager, it's above your eye line, so you're not like inside the cap.
Oh, goody. Thank you.
It's
It
just
sounds-
on your head.
It sounds like there's an echo with you, Pragar. Is everything okay?
Let's just get the fuck out of here and get going, please.
I mean,
All right,
you guys could always. But what are we even asking him? I know we're gonna interrogate him, but what
We don't think he
information
was
are we
being-
looking for again?
We don't think he was very truthful about his mutiny. We think that there's something different going on. We don't think that what's her name? Colbert performed the mutiny. Perhaps she was paid. We're not exactly sure, but it seems less likely.
And her
Yeah,
name was
something's-
Kavor?
Something's not right.
Colbert.
Somebody's not telling us the truth.
All right.
Colbert, no R.
So-
Colbert.
Here's the angle, right? You tell him we've already talked to Kavor, and we know the truth. We don't know the truth, but he doesn't know that.
And what if he's not lying and that is the truth? Then he's gonna know we're lying to him.
Well, then you let me interrogate him.
Oh my god.
I mean, he's been saying that since day one. At some point, we should let him interrogate somebody.
Been 3.5 fucking years.
Function. I have a question for you. When you say interrogate someone, do you mean get the answer we want, or get the truth?
Right.
Yes.
Please elaborate on your definition of interrogate.
Well, I don't know how I know this. I just know he will answer any question you ask and give you the answer you want.
Without using magic.
Yes. That's
By the
what
way,
we look
this-
like. That's what we
This is what the party. Yeah, this is the party here. Prager on the front with this just wide look, You guys are convincing as hell. Y'all look great.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
I hate you. Alright.
I'm the one in the back with that awesome staff.
What was that, Pragar? There seems to be 7 of you.
Okay. We want to. All we need to be
Hold on,
saying
just
is
lock
a piece of
There's.
Y'all, can y'all hear me?
Perhaps. I mean,
Yep, you're
perhaps
good now.
we can all talk to the store. At least Stubbs, his servant or whatever, may
Yeah.
be the one that's not telling the truth. But regardless, there's something fishy going on.
Right, but the real question is, what are we trying to get out of this in the end?
Well, right
A
now,
ride
we're
out
just trying to
Urn.
get our way out of here. Yeah.
We
So
need to
we
ride
need-
out of this
The whole
place
point of this is
to get the
on the ship.
They also need direction for the. Oh, we also need to figure out the location of this urn, at least.
Which urn?
Oh, we know where it is.
I'm sorry, Abe. Did you have something to say?
I just think, in meta-wise, I think you guys are misremembering what our goal is here.
Then what is our fucking goal?
We're trying to get the urn that we think is already on his ship.
Then
Yeah.
say that.
No, it is on.
I
It is on.
thought
the
I
ship.
did, but alright.
It
You
is
did
on the
say
ship.
you
we
said
don't know
what
where it is
urn?
on the ship, though.
You
We
said
don't know
what
where
urn?
It is.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I was on the ship.
He said we need directions. to the urn. I thought is what urn do we need directions for if we already know where the ship is?
Well, that was
No, we know
confusing
it.
when you said what urn when we brought up the urn. Just letting you know.
Which urn?
There we go.
The one that's already on the ship. But after everything that happened last night, it's possible they've moved it. But it was definitely in. It was definitely on that ship.
Oh, you
God, I
didn't
hope
just
we
see
moved
the
it.
urn. You just felt it. You think?
Well, I
Right.
mean, when I cast that spell specifically to, I mean, they were about to catch me, and they probably would have. I don't know what they would have done to me. So, I specifically used that spell before I got off the ship, and I can tell the direction that the object was coming from. So I was in the first level underneath the ship, and then there was another hold below me, and I could certainly tell that it was there. But after everything that happened last night, they might have moved it, but who knows? We know that it was there at the time. They do have it in their possession. They have it. We don't know specifically if they're going to leave it on the ship or if they're going to take it and try to move it somewhere else. But they certainly have it.
Well, Zan, when you talked to him last time, when you talked to him about the urn, he just made it seem like it was nothing, right? That we were.
To him, it was nothing.
Nothing.
It's just regular.
I'm sorry, was I not talking to Zan?
My bad.
Dude, what did he tell you last time, Zan? And he froze.
No, he didn't freeze.
Wait, didn't he smirking?
I see his cheek twitching.
Last time,
I hate you.
I think we were just waiting. We were actually looking to get passage on his ship. I don't remember talking to him about the urn at all.
Yeah, the thing is, we have two goals. It's like part of our bigger plan, but also his ship, we've been told very clearly, is the only way we're getting out of here. And except on foot. If we want to travel a great distance, we're going to ship. Or need to be on that ship. We couldn't, the 7 of us couldn't. But,
Why not?
so both of our goals involve one captain, one mutinous first mate, and one ship. So,
Well,
I mean, your grandfather told us when we got here last night, Xanthar, your grandfather made it very clear that what we were telling him, we were told, and does not add up and doesn't make any sense to him, and it does either. So, I say we
What
go
if
in
we-
there and try to force it
Well, what if we go in there and tell him what happened? What if we are honest about our end, and then let's see what he says on his side?
I'm not. I agree. We can. I'll defer
Because
to
what's the
you.
worst could happen? I mean, we attempted to save. Well, listen, we attempted to talk to your first mate, try to get more information on the mutiny. Obviously, she denied it. We got in a little bit of a scrawl. whatever. Obviously,
Can I make
in our favor,
make
but
a point about
we're
that?
trying to figure it out. What was that?
I think that's a good approach, except that I'm now starting to think that maybe they're fucking with us, and that this whole thing is made up and it's all a ruse, and they're in communication. So.
Right, but
It
that's
might
what I'm
work
saying.
in, like-
That's our. But what if that's our entryway to talking to him? Because he's going to wonder
No, yeah,
why
you're
we're
right.
back.
Well,
So what if
I
we go
recall,
back
he
and
did.
give him information?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying.
I
What if we go back
recall
with the
him
information that we
saying,
have?
yeah. We told him we'd go
Go
talk
ahead.
to her,
Go.
figure out what's going on. I imagine he's expecting us to come back, especially after what. So, I say we go
so
and
we're
let Zen talk to
basically
him.
going back. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
How
all
do y'all
we're
want to
doing.
group? How do y'all
Alright.
want to group up? We'll just tail each other. Mushrooms together. Yeah. Every time we've
I
seen them,
think
they've
the
been in a group. So.
Yeah.
I vote mushrooms go ahead, and loiter, as if perhaps they are there to do some repairs. We'll come along behind, perhaps in a small, maybe Talv and I roll together, and Zuka, Okabar.
Was it a bar guy drinking? Was it a hotel? Was it a place where we found him before?
Where Lestor was?
I think he was just like
Hey.
on a street corner.
Yeah,
No, he
no,
was in a-
Lestor. So there was like a pavilion that was full of like padded
Yeah.
pillows. It was like a hookah lounge almost, but an exterior
Like a lounge.
hookah lounge that was on like a yeah, it was outdoors, but it was like all a giant patio. It was a very ornate, robust, expensive looking area.
Okay.
All right. So we will go and we'll interrogate the captain. We will have the mushroom squad on standby in case shit gets crazy, and we'll hope that Function doesn't chop up the captain, and then the rest of the crew fill us with ballista bolts. Right?
And no magic. You
I-
hear echo.
I am mushroom. I am mushroom
Mushroom.
squad.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, I will be in close proximity, and if you need me, you are wearing that guild. What is it called?
I can send you a message if I have that today.
That's right, without consequence. Because you can use the magic, but none of us.
So that's the plan then. Zan
Yeah.
tries to talk to him first, and if we feel like he's withholding, then we can function
Yes.
do his thing. Okay.
You will be with him, Tal. So you can both ask your questions.
Can we please get going so I can get the fuck out of this costume?
Yeah,
Out
let's
of this
go.
costume. Out of this costume.
All right,
Out of
guys,
this costume.
we go in little groups, just like we did at the party, just like behind each
Yeah.
other.
Okay. Yeah. So let's go ahead and divide those up real quick. First group, who is that?
The mushrooms are Pragar, Function, and Ave. Yeah.
Okay. And then who's in the next group?
That's Zuka and Ogar.
Yeah, I would take it.
Aaron, Zuka,
Oh, and it's just
Okabar.
Sam by himself. I thought you were going with.
An old wizard man and a homeless guy.
Okay, so it's just Sam by himself then.
Zan,
No,
are you
I'm
going by
going with
yourself or you? Okay, so
Right.
Tavern, Zuka, Okabar, and Zan all together in the second group.
Sure.
Yes.
That'll work.
All right.
Do it. Yeah.
Nothing has ever
Okay.
gone wrong by me going off by myself.
Nothing.
Fine. All right. So, as the group begins to make out,
Whoa.
yeah, hold on. As the group begins to leave the building, you see the grandfather kind of sitting there, and he gives you all a nod, kind of very very much approving the costumes and outfits. You look like it's like when people leave their houses for Halloween and grandma gets to see them before they go out to trick or treat. Just so proud of everything that's happened and transpired. So the Mykonas begin to go out first, and they don't get quite as many like glances. Like people who do see them just think, "Oh, there's some Myconids," and they kind of continue about their way. They don't draw too much attention, actually. Not as much as the elderly wizard followed by a hobo that is a few steps behind them, far away enough to where it's obvious that they're not in the same group. But it looks like Gandalf and like Discount Smeagol are just both making their way through the streets. Talfred, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me. Wait. Yeah. Make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh, what the fuck did I do?
Oh shit!
Fuck!
Okay.
I don't even know what's happening.
Nope, it's okay. A few minutes go by as you're walking
This is
around,
it,
and
guys.
Talfred,
I'm on my
you
way
get this kind of tingle down your spine. It's a very strange feeling you can't really shake. And as you're walking, you hear this whisper in your ear.
God damn it.
Talvin, it's me, Barnaby. I was wondering where you are and if you're making your way back. The prince himself is anxious. Please hurry and reply now.
Where did we leave Barnaby? I can't even remember the last time we saw him. It's been like 2 years. I have no idea where he is.
We had like an option to meet with him, didn't we? At one point.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah, we were gonna sail with him, but instead we.
Yeah, and then we got accosted by all those cultists or whatever at that giant sacrifice.
Oh shit, man, that was
Do
a
you
long
want to be
time.
even accused of anything to even be sacrificed to those guys? No, I'm good. Get the fuck out of there. What's the correct option?
So Talvin,
I don't know. Do I
choose
get the
to
feeling that I don't know? I mean, I'm not is responding to the message. Wouldn't be me using magic, would it?
I don't know.
I mean, would I know? Let me roll for it. Let me do like an Arcana
Based
roll
on
to see
what
if I
was
would
said
know what I would do.
earlier. No, I'm going to say based on what was said earlier about how it's the person casting it, not the recipient of it. Because like if I cast Fireball on a location, it's not me checking and the Fireball checking. It's whoever initially breaches that magic. And since this is long-range planar magic and it's interplanar magic, you know that responding won't hurt.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to say anything. I think I'm just going to ignore him.
Okay. All right. So as the party
Wrong number.
continues, as
You've
As the
reached
party
Domino's
continues
Pizza.
down the way.
For delivery, press 1.
So as you begin to get to the large lily pad elevators, you see, in conjunction with the typical druid,
Oh,
who's
I
on
will tell.
duty there,
I will tell them.
there are
though, by the way,
3
whoever I'm with, I'll be like, Barnaby just messaged me magically.
What? Are you? Wait, are we
Wants to know
in separate groups
when-
right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
with?
Function,
I'm with
Pragar, and Avery are
Xanthar
up ahead.
And Okabar, right?
Oh, okay.
I'll just
I
tell
don't know.
Xanthar,
Xanthar and
Talvin,
Okabar.
Zuko, and Okabar. Yeah.
Zuka doesn't know it, but I'll tell that Barnaby just messaged me and said about the prince, and they're wondering where we are and when we'll be back. I didn't respond, but we'll have to deal with that soon, I imagine.
I mean, we've been trying to get back, right? So
Yeah, they sent us off to hell. That was several weeks ago, and we haven't yet. So
yeah, I can pass
3
on
years,
them.
4 weeks ago. Yeah. Hashtag don't trust
Or last week.
Barnaby. Anyway, let's go. Yeah.
All right. So as the Myconids begin to approach the lily pad elevators, you see the same druid who's been sitting there for the last couple of times you've interacted with him. He's just passively kind of watching. Next to him, you do see 3 guardsmen who are sitting there with halberds with a big shield. There's what seems to be another person behind them, and there are 2 other guards behind that, and they are mounted on these large lizard-like creatures. They seem to be almost like a mixture between an iguana and a panther, but they're just massive creatures that these guardsmen are on, and they have these mounted poles, and they're just sitting there watching everyone who's loading on and off. And as the elevator comes down and lets off the people, the 3 Myconids kind of come up on it, and it's obvious that there are several people who are lining up to be loaded onto this elevator and go up. And every time somebody comes up, they stop the entering passenger. They come up and they have a short conversation, and they say, "Carry on, carry on." Eventually, you guys see this happening, probably 100 feet from where y'all are. Are y'all going to approach the elevator, or what are y'all going to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's where we need to go, right?
Yeah, so Zan, you're in the group that's behind them. These are just the Myconids that are in front. You guys, the second group is about 100 yards back.
Yeah,
so Myconids, what are y'all doing?
As a group, we walk up to the guy controlling the elevator, and we just sort of point up. They don't talk very much, right, Myconids?
Okay, as you walk up, the guard kind of stops the 3 of you. Halt, state your business.
Do Myconids talk a lot, or are they like simple-minded?
Make a history check.
Because I don't want to look what's wrong.
I wanted you to just do Mushi's voice so bad.
It was a natural 1. Man, you don't see any Myconids around you right now. It's hard to tell.
Just go.
Do I remember Mushi talking to the other ones, or?
I mean, you remember? Yeah, you remember everything that you've interacted with so far in your natural memory.
I don't know what that means, but all right.
I mean, you as a person, you have that memory of that. As aviary, you're drawing a blank right now. You're really having a hard time at this point.
Gotcha.
Function says, "It's a dirt. It's a dirt. It's a dirt. It's a dirt."
The guard looks down.
It's a dirt.
Brushes himself off a bit. What's your business?
It's a shoulder. It's a shoulder.
I'm just gonna point up.
It's a shoulder.
Whatever claw thing I have.
It's a shoulder. And he just keeps pointing out different things, just like Mushy did.
Okay, so Pragar's pointed up. Function's gone full-blown 2-year-old on this. And Aviary, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do the opposite of Function and speak like a normal human.
Okay.
Or Myconid at this point. And just be like, yeah, we have orders to repair parts of the sky dock up there, or whatever it's called. From some, Fey monster damage. Basic maintenance and stuff.
Yes.
At this point,
a dirt.
He kind
Like I
of
said.
makes a bit of a face and leans over and draws in his comrade, and they both look at this paper. Go ahead and make...
Look, I got a job to do. Can you just let us pass, guy?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. I'm not going to put it at disadvantage because of everything else, but I'm also not going to put it at advantage. Okay, a 9. Okay.
9.
At this point, he kind of looks at you and goes, "Sorry, sir, we don't have any news of anyone going up to do any work on that right now. Do you have a permit or anything, a writ of work, perhaps?"
Do I look like I have a folder or binder with me?
Unfortunately not. No, so you'll have to go back to your supervisor and get one of those before I can let you on the elevator, unfortunately. I apologize, but the city is under lockdown after some
security on the elevators.
Hooligans. I'm sorry?
Why the sudden security on the elevators? On the helipads?
Well, there are some hooligans that have broken the peace 5 times over 3 days.
Yes, and we're here to repair the hooliganery.
You must understand why we need to take these precautions. I'm sorry, you'll have to step aside, sir.
I mean, 3 people can assassinate somebody.
Please step aside, sir. At this point, the rest of the group has kind of made their way up, and you guys are now queuing up. There's a large group that's kind of gathered around these 3 Myconids that are like trying to get on the elevator, but the guard, and he totally feels like an asshole for doing this because he doesn't suspect Myconids, but he's just, I'm sorry, I have to get to a permit, or you have to show a writ. I apologize. I know these aren't normal circumstances, but he leans over and what was that?
Well, what was his reaction when he saw Avery, like, and Myconid talking normal?
It was very surprised. He was very surprised at that point. Sorry, my computer just locked up. He did seem surprised, and he did like confer with his fellow guardsman who had a scroll, and they looked at something. But he please step aside, says, and he points to another couple that comes up. They end up showing him like a badge, essentially, or it looks like something that is a wallet. Go ahead, step on, and you four back there, please come forward. And he waves the second group forward as the Myconids are kind of pushed aside, and some of the guards are like looking at them, not suspiciously, just kind of quizzically. Here, sirs, what's your business up top?
Just going to visit one of the captains up there to find out about some goods they were supposed to have delivered for us.
Of course. Unfortunately, we're under lockdown right now. Do you have a sponsorship, sir?
Absolutely. And I will sleight of hand out and also cast Minor Illusion. Just a badge that looks like...
He has a writ.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That is his sponsorship too, though. Can't you just show them?
Okay. Yep. And also, you know that your sponsorship's inside your cloak, but you don't want to be seen as that, so you go ahead and pull that out. Make a deception check with advantage, because you do have this item now. You have the thing. Yep. Well, it wasn't a very hard DC, luckily, and since you are able to pull that out, he kind of quickly looks it over. Hi, sir. Go right on ahead. And he looks over at the Myconids again. I really am sorry. I apologize for this. I know that this is probably just a big mix-up, but I do need you to get to...
what's the issue with these guys?
Oh, well, so they I know that they have work up there, but we just have to have everybody kind of set off and checked off. You can see my companion back there. He's making marks of everyone who travels. We're under a strict lockdown right now. Some jerkwad terrorists have broken the peace 5 times now, so I'm sure you heard some of the disturbances.
We prefer jihadists.
If I take responsibility for them, I overheard them. They're here to do some work. I am happy to take responsibility.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Just straight roll.
I know it's irregular, but I hate to see they're such nice people.
Yeah, make your persuasion check. All right, I'll tell you what. Just make sure that if anyone asks up there, they had the paperwork, or just take care of them. Make sure they get to where they're going. Okay, this could get me in a lot of trouble. Take care of them. Go. That's last load. And he kind of yells over the druid, the same druid that's been here the whole time. The same one that has the like blazed face is just like just ready for you guys to step on. The Myconids are able to kind of shoulder in. The rest of the group, the people that have kind of gathered up there, hey, it's not full yet. Like they're all starting to like make a ruckus, and the guards trying to like calm them down. But the half full lily pad begins to ascend as the druid starts to pump it up. It's a few minutes before you make your way up to the top. So eventually you make your way up again. The view is absolutely breathtaking. It's like the ride at Six Flags, you know, the big tower that you can ride up. That one, it's that times 5. I mean, you're just getting some massive mega height on this. And eventually you get up to the same familiar place, and the group steps off. He empties off the lily pad, and it goes back down. Around you, the street has essentially transformed. There are soldiers, there are guards everywhere. There are both your typical like policemen, the sheriffs who kind of keep order. There are the Gale Guard, who are the ones who are in the dynamic looking gold and green that are from the Xyloscent family. There are some very important people. There are some very menial people, but everyone in the street is set to a purpose. You don't see any street vendors or just walking traffic. Anyone who's walking along the streets, they have their head down and they're hurrying to wherever they're going. So this is a very high tension area at this point. But you guys you eventually take off and you walk towards the area where you last saw Lestor, right? Is that where y'all going?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So,
hold on, question for the group. Are we staying with the Myconids and together again, or are we splitting up again between the two groups?
I'd say wait nearby. It's an outdoor place. If he's still there, you'll be able to see us.
Exactly.
I would stay within sight.
At least within 150 feet.
And you guys, and Xanthar's group is the one going up to question or ask Lestor?
Yeah. Well, me and him talked to him last time, so we'll go try to talk to him again first. And if it gets ugly, it gets ugly.
Just
I
call
guess
me.
First thing, God, is we'll just go see if he's there. He might have be there.
Sure. So as kind of a larger group, and a couple of guards watch as you walk by, and Zan just flashes the same badge, and they all kind of nod and continue about their business. Zan just acting like he totally knows the place. Eventually, you get to a very familiar area with a large pavilion. From that pavilion, and you didn't realize this before, but it is exceptionally close to the Steel Feather. And as you look at the Steel Feather itself, it is swarming with guards. It is swarming with sailors. It is swarming with armed people. There are just tons and tons of people. It looks like the ship itself is at capacity. There's a whole lot of work going on at the dock. Whatever slowness was happening when people were repairing, it looks like it's now gone under full speed. So that is the very first easily noticeable thing. As the group begins to approach, the Myconids kind of trail off to the side. Aviary, I need you to make a stealth check for me, please.
Is it different because I'm a Myconid, or is it just still my normal?
I'm going to let you do your normal stealth check to see just how well you fit in with the rest of the Myconids for this particular case.
He's rolling for all of us.
4? Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, Aviary, as you begin to walk, you hear the familiar chittering and chattering of creatures that you're used to from living in the woods for so long, both the one in the natural plane and the woods elsewhere. This is no stranger to your ears, and you feel like you're at home. You're comforted by this. Then it begins to grow a little bit louder, a little unbearingly, and as you begin to kind of glance around in your Myconid form, you see there are little squirrels that are kind of running across the tops of houses, and they're doing their big jumps where their tail kind of swishes around, and it's real cute at first, but then you start to count them. 12, 15, 20, 25. Herds of squirrels are coming. They stop, they take big whiffs, and they continue to chase after you.
Just me?
Yes, there seems to be some particular scent that is driving these local wildlife absolutely bonkers, and they're following you as a group. But yeah, you can't really tell everything. So the main group.
I know you said it's obvious that I notice all these pack of squirrels.
Because of your attunement with nature, because of how of how at home you are in nature, you immediately notice that something's off. These squirrels are after something, and when you guys turn a left, all of the squirrels, they all just swarm the entire street behind you.
Okay,
jackass with the midgets.
I leaned over to the other two fellow Myconid transformed people, Function and Pragar, and I kind of whisper, I'm like, all right, don't freak out, but something might happen. And I sort of I veer off from the group a little bit to see if they follow just me.
Okay, so the Myconids, the rest of the group goes forward. The two Myconids, they continue going, and you as just a single user, you take a little side alley, a little shortcut. You see all the squirrels just sensing you. Yeah.
Just real quick, I just turned to Pragar and I'm like, "This is actually not out of the norm. I don't know what he's talking about."
Okay. Function and Pragar, go ahead and make a perception check for me real fast. Aviar, you see all the squirrels just as you go down the little small alleyway, you turn and you see them just swarming. There's like 30, 40, 50 of them now. Function, you see the same thing. You see all the squirrels, which if you weren't paying attention and it just looks like a very crowded park. But now you see them all starting to chase, and they'll stop and they do their kind of nose. You know that they're sniffing the air, and then they continue their journey, following the alleyway down towards Aviary.
Is there a way that I can tell? I mean, I don't know how to ask this. Never mind.
Make a nature check. Just make a nature check. I know what you're going for. I think I do.
I wanted to see if I could tell if I can sort of tell what they're going for scent-wise. Nat 20!
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, so these... You remember, as you're walking down the way, it's just, as you turn, there's a certain whiff that catches. It's the smell of this dinner resin that brings you back, and you remember the vats that they had in that mountain area where the criminals, the vagabonds, had been curating and creating this solution, where the small dragon-like land sharks had been just crazy about this resin substance. You also remember there being several squirrels that had been either eaten or had drowned in the vats. This is a highly addictive substance that is found in trees, and these tree-dwelling creatures, it's like candy to them, and they are absolutely just going apeshit over the smell of this dinner resin. Okay, so we'll put a pause on that one. So the rest of the group here, the people that are walking forward. Meanwhile, 'cause I want to solve that, but it absolutely is. So Talvarin, Zan, Okabar, and Zuka, as you guys walk up, you hear the clashing of, actually the breaking of glass, and you see somebody like kind of run out of what is it's like a large tinted pavilion that's a permanent structure. It looks like it'd be a really cool, like, swanky bar from Santa Monica where it's like an outdoor patio out on the beach. But this one doesn't have anybody else in it except for one of the customers who steps down the steps, because it's a little bit on a raised dais, and he turns around and he says something, and then another bottle just goes flying at him. Fuck off. And he goes ahead and he takes off down to leave the place. And as the group comes in and looks around, you see in the same little couched added area, there are just dozens of bottles that are just on their side, emptied or whatever. There is a very laid out Lestor in his elegant, just supremely gilded finery. Again, he's in this. It's a long captain's coat, like a trench coat, but it's got golden gildings all over it, and it's a deep, vibrant green. His pants are a beautiful, like, navy blue. He's even got a collared shirt with, it looks like a very flamboyant Captain Hook. Essentially, is what he looks like. He's got the big tricorn hat with huge feathers coming out, and right next to him, you see an absolutely just immaculately dressed elderly gentleman in what is essentially a servant's outfit, standing there just overseeing this. The dichotomy of him being so astute, so composed, and so straight up and down, and then Lestor just being lounged out over the couches there, the pillows, with everything broken and spilled all around him. It creates interest begin to open. You kind of pull back the curtains and you see everything inside there. It's completely empty except for him and his manservant.
Oh.
And as you pull back the curtain,
as we walk in, I will whisper to Xanthar and say, "I'm most suspicious of his quote-unquote manservant. I don't know who he actually is or what he actually knows, but I feel like he's the one that actually knows what's going on. I don't know if Lestor is even sober enough to understand anything that's happening." And that's the last thing I say to him before we walk in.
Okay, so as you approach, Lestor kind of rings his hand up to his manservant and whispers something in his ear. The manservant kind of looks at him as, Hey, well, and he walks forward to you and approaches and kind of sets himself in between Lestor, who's just laying out there, and the rest of the group. And he approaches and he goes, "Good evening, good sirs. How might I help you?"
We came looking for you. You know, we enjoyed your company so much the other day. We thought we would visit again, and I see that you're doing quite well after being mutinied and cast aside from your ship.
Hold on. This is Lestor. Lestor is laid down. Stubbs has approached you, and he has kind of set himself in between you and Lestor. Lestor is not. He's like 10, 15 feet back, and Stubbs has intercepted you. Essentially.
Is there anybody else in the area?
Make a perception check for me, real quick.
Perception.
Alright, so we just pulled back the curtain. Are we seeing? Like, do they see us?
So yeah, it's a very open. It's like a huge, massive tent.
Okay.
That yeah, it's really open with mostly like lounging chases and hold on, my fucking password. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, it's very obvious who is in this room okay. Yeah, you only see like one who it looks like he might be a worker. He's in a bar area on the backside, and he's like watching this interaction, but he's riding on like a ledge pad or something like that. He's doing some type of work that keeps him busy, so he's not paying too much attention to this. Good evening, sirs. How might I help you?
We've come to see your captain.
Unfortunately, my captain is not in at the moment. And he kind of glances back at Lestor, and Lestor gives him a thumbs up.
Maybe we need to get on his level. And I pull out a bottle out of my.
Okay. Okay. So this hobo that just wandered into this really nice like area just pulls a big bottle out of his boot.
And I wave.
Very well. Okay. Yeah, you wave. I would recommend perhaps coming back at another time when the captain would be in.
Absolutely, I will just wait for him here, and I will continue to walk right past him.
Sir, and as you go by him, he doesn't like physically restrain you or anything, but he's following you. Let me tell you, good sir, Mr. Lestor is extremely. Don't worry about it. Come on in.
Lestor, my old friend.
Do I owe you money?
Do you owe me money? Ha! No. But you should. Well, look at that ugly. You should pay to have me look at you.
Stubbs, why'd you stop this asshole from coming in? He's a friend, obviously. Just a friend.
Just a friend, not a money collector.
Of course. What do you want?
Why is he always in such a grumpy mood?
I don't know. Stubbs, why are you always in such a grumpy mood? And Stubbs is like, please, good sirs, the captain is not in a good way at this moment. Would you mind just coming back another day? Perhaps when he is more in his own right mind?
Yes, but I like him when he's drunk. It's more fun.
Very well. And so Lestor at this point goes, see, he thinks I'm fun. That's good. So, you guys look familiar, sort of. No, I've never seen you. What do you want?
Yes. I wanted to find out about charting a voyage on your ship.
My ship. My ship is over there. It's under repairs.
But soon it will be repaired. And then you're off for sure.
Maybe. No, look. Colby, she's the captain now. She took over the crew, took over my ship.
No, I have spoken with her. She said that you are still quite the captain.
But Colbert said that.
That is what I heard.
And the Blade Singer said I was captain. Go ahead and make a deception check for me.
I mean, if he's a drinker, we should try to convince him that we have alcohol in our ship. We did try to make it. We don't know if it's good though.
We don't have our ship, though.
But we can get us to it.
Yeah.
Zuka, good try, but no. Oh no, she wouldn't say that. There's no way. Look, she
know everything.
I've heard that before. No, the bitch, she took my crew, took my ship.
Why are you alive then?
No, she doesn't want. Why am I alive? Because the crew's still on my dime. I'm paying them. The crew's still basically loyal to me. It's just
So,
Colbert's such a good captain. She's so
under
good.
whose
She's
instruction?
a sword fighter. She's brave. She makes these speeches, and I
So we're
just
told to
bankroll
give your
the
captaincy to
thing.
her then. Is that what you're saying?
What? I'm sorry.
You
What?
were told to you were told to give your captaincy to her?
Pretty much. Yeah. She.
By
Look,
who?
we had a. Well, she kicked me out. Nobody stopped her. It wasn't fair.
Then why are you paying the crew if they've mutinied against you?
Oh, they'll still come around. I'm sure they love me. I'm a damn fine captain. I'll tell you. I pay more than any other captain out there. We have lots of fun. We have drinking nights. I have shore leave, twice as much shore leave as any other captain out there. My crew loves me. But Colbert, God bless Colbert. She's so.
I'm gonna get up while he's talking, just grab his arm and just kind of start walking him towards the door.
Okay, you two are walking towards the door. He's tirading. Colbert's so serious. She doesn't care if we have fun. She doesn't care if it's a good time. She only cares about fucking getting paid and doing jobs for people. He kind of goes on this little bit of a rant. So, Stubbs, you start taking him towards the door and goes, sir, if you need to speak in private... He goes with you a little ways, but doesn't go all the way to the door.
I'm not trying to get him out the door. Just taking him to the entrance where we can see outside. I'm not going to try to take him.
Okay, he follows to the entrance. Yes?
We need to find out exactly what's going on here, and obviously your captain's in no state to communicate anything valuable to us.
Aye, sir, I agree.
So perhaps you and I can come up with some sort of peaceful, manageable agreement to where we can gain the truth on this situation before we have to seek alternative means of acquiring the information that we need.
Make a persuasion check for me.
It's us.
Make a persuasion check.
I did. It didn't roll, though. That's weird. Let me try it again.
Do you know what you rolled? Okay. There it is. Oh.
No. 25.
Okay, at this point, he leans forward and goes, all right. Look, was that your doing, the calamity that happened and occurred yesterday?
We are currently investigating that situation. It seems that we've already figured out exactly what happened last night. What we can't figure out is what was happening previous to last night.
I see, so you're with the authorities.
Let's just say we have been asked to look into these matters to make sure that justice is done
Very well. Very well. Whoever broke into the ship, I have no idea whom they were. All property of the ship and on the ship belongs to Mr. Captain Lustor over here. Yes, we had nothing to do with that. Mr. Lustor was on a mental leave at the time.
We're actually not. You're not suspects. We've got pretty solid leads on. There's a small terrorist group that's just going around, just creating chaos for chaos' sake. What we don't understand is what were the events leading up to the ship arriving. What is actually going on? Because your captain says that he was made a captain than him, but he's a good captain. Normally, when they get the boot, not just stay here where the ship is.
You are not incorrect, sir. This is not a typical mutiny, as it's not a typical crew. The mutiny actually happened and occurred directly before we had docked. Mr. Lustor was in his cabin, enjoying himself as he returned from the spoils of a moderately lucrative trade deal. He's just a merchant, of course, and we've spoken to the legalities about flying under our current no-fly circumstance, and we've already paid those fines. What occurred is most of the ship crew is under Mr. Lustor's pay. The culprit, or I guess the vagrant, Colbert, who was the first officer, she attained control of the ship. They are currently waiting for payment of repairs before they can undock and go upon the next leave. So currently the crew itself seems to have no one stood up for Mr. Lustor. Lustor, look, he's not really kind of looks around, he's not really a pirate captain. He's actually a noble. He's a very well-renowned noble. He's the fourth son of a family who has no inheritance whatsoever. He does this to make his dad feel proud. He goes and obtains and secures various... He legally does this, of course. But he obtains various rarities and items and brings them back for his father to do business.
He's paying,
the impression that
for the reputation.
Function, you are not there.
I am getting the feeling that this noble family is the ones that actually control this ship, not the captain itself. Is that what you're saying?
Well, his father has been very pleased with several of the bringing homes that he has. Nothing legal, of course. It's mostly delving into long-lost airship crashes or cabins.
Of course. I'm sure it's all up and down.
Treasure hunting, of course.
I mean, the family that you're speaking of is, I imagine, reputable here in the city. What did you say the family name was again?
Well, sir, it's... Go ahead and make a persuasion check real quick. He's at a breaking point. 20. Okay, that's exactly what you need. Alright, sir, let me be straight with you. His name is Delver Mon Amakir, but he shortened it to Delmonica. That's his last name that he took up. Lustor was a figure in one of his books that he enjoyed reading as a child, and he wants to emulate this. He wants to be this certain character. I was assigned since his birth to watch after, Mr. Lustor, and I have been with him ever since. He wants to portray himself as a pirate captain, of course, but he himself, he has the heart of a rabbit. He's a kind and gentle soul, and he wouldn't harm anyone.
I would say he has more the soul of a fish, the way that he drinks. But
well, it wasn't always that way. He does enjoy a good party.
Let me ask you one more question. Thank you, by the way, for your honesty. I certainly appreciate it, and I will make sure to pass on to the higher ups that you and your master have been integral in this information becoming forthright. Last question. What is the relationship with Colbert and the Noble family? Do they trust her? Do they know her? She's only been with the crew a relatively short time.
That is
if the
correct.
family were to find out that she is currently under suspicion of being part of a terrorist organization, I imagine that's the sort of information that the family would want to know about, wouldn't you say?
Terrorist organization? Is she the one causing all of this havoc?
I'm sure you understand I can't divulge too much, but
I guess that makes sense. No, we picked her up a few weeks ago in Bujav, and she has quite a reputation. She's the singing blade singer, is what they call her. She's
yes, I heard she's
miraculous.
quite capable in a fight, but
She's quite miraculous with a blade. We picked her up. She wanted to join our crew. She thought it would be a good time and a good change of pace. Been with us for 4 months now. Unfortunately, she won over many of the crew. Look, what Lestor thinks is that if he were to prove himself to be a better captain, the crew would side with him still. And certainly he does have some support and some sympathizers, but right now most of the crew are just
how would he
going along with whoever seems strongest.
imagine doing that?
Well, I do not wish to speak ill of him, but he does imagine himself to be perhaps a more capable captain than he actually is. He has no concept of discipline, of leadership, of toughness, but he does a good job of taking care of the needs, especially the entertainment needs of the crew, and that goes a long way.
Well, I'm sure if everything's on the up and up that he will eventually get his crew and his ship back.
I have a favor.
Sure, go ahead.
Would you help him? You seem to be wanting to do the right thing, yes?
Well, the thought of a ship being taken over from a captain who earned the right to be that captain from this new person who could possibly be a terrorist.
Oh dear, it seems you went on mute. Well, he is the rightful captain of the ship. I don't know, maybe talk him up. Tell him to be a bit more courageous. Look, that ship is not going anywhere until the entire crew agrees to work with whomever the captain is. Right now, Colbert is trying her best to strong-arm the crew into subservience, but some of them they're just not having it. So that's why she hasn't left yet, is because she doesn't have the loyalty of the crew. It's a large ship. It requires at least 60 people to pilot, to run.
Don't you think it would just be easier to have her removed from the equation entirely?
It would be, yes, but unfortunately she also has several valuable items that... I'll just put it this way. If Lestor were to approach her in a direct fight, I don't think I would have a master much longer. Not only is he...
Excellent. Unless they maintain the loyalty to him. Imagine able to receive payment from their benefactors, they would be less likely to stay loyal to a captain that they've only known for 4 months. Who's paying to fix the ship?
She's
Who's paying
been
all
slowly...
of the salaries?
She's been
It's
slowly replacing loyal members of the crew with those who she could pay. She does have a considerable cargo of jewelry and gold on the ship, and she keeps talking about some big score that she has with her recent affiliates. I don't know exactly what it entails, but she promises a lot, and she seems confident that she can deliver.
Okay. How do I feel about what he's telling me? Do I feel like he's being pretty honest, or that
Make an insight
it's a
check.
half or
Yeah, you feel like he may be biased into like having a love for this guy that he's cared for all his life, but he is making a desperate plea for help at this point. And I think you believe that everything he says it may be from a point of view, but it's honest in his eyes.
Well, if I'm to help your captain, would you suggest that I go speak to his family, or should we try to sober him up and create some sort of scheme to get him back into the favor of the crew?
I could certainly leave that up to you, good sir, but let me say that his good relations with his father have only recently come to fruition, and any mention of him losing his prestige or falling into the bottle as he is, it might ruin that relationship forever.
I understand. All right. I will confer with my associates, and if we have the ability we might decide to act in your master's interests, but can't make that decision for my colleagues. We have to converse first.
I certainly would appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so I
would very much recommend that when we come calling in tomorrow, that he be sober. If we show up here and he's hammered drunk, you're likely not to receive our help. So
I will try my best, of course, but the master makes up his own mind, and if he had perhaps the influence of good peers as yourself, mayhap that would help in his sobering.
Well, maybe we should just kidnap him.
No?
Oh, all good. I'm sure he'll wake up with a pretty righteous hangover, but at least we'll be able to
delaying this one for about 4 days now. Yes. Very well. Very well. So at this point, Talvin, you and Stubbs begin to walk back towards Lacoste, who is still going on and on about Colbert, about how terrible of a person she is. Zan, Zuka, and Okabar, the three of you are just sitting like Okabar is taking a crisscross applesauce position. He's finished off 2 bottles already.
I'll walk up behind Xanthar.
Okay.
And I'll say...
Xanthar's just nodding.
I'll whisper in his ear. I got the information we need from the manservant. I think you're going to have to scare this belligerent asshole into sobering up the next day or 2. Otherwise, we're at a complete loss. So I'll leave that to you, and I'll just walk and sit down.
Okay, at that point, Talvin sits down and he finally finishes up his tirade. And another thing, if she tries to give me one more of those stupid songs, God, I hated her songs. Oh, hello. Can I help you?
Is he talking to me?
He's kind of talking in a general direction.
Oh no, I'm just I'm an associate of this gentleman here.
Oh,
does it seem like he completely forgot that he was just talking to us?
Yes, he was completely lost in his own world.
I was so confused.
Yeah, he forgot you guys were there, and he just kind of realized that there are people around.
Can we tell if he's been drugged from the alcohol he's drinking?
Ooh, yeah. Make a wisdom check, because that'll be medicine. And you see him go.
You want me to do a medicine check?
Shit. Stubbs has been drinking him.
Medicine or wisdom, it doesn't matter.
Okay. And it's the same Dexmon.
Yeah.
Shit.
Alcohol use isn't too widely known in your smaller monk circles. He seems like he is legitimately drunk. The few people that you've ever seen drunk act silly. He's acting extremely silly, but he doesn't act like he's been sedated, or he doesn't act like he's out of his mind on some type of PCP or some shit. He's just really, really drunk, as far as you can tell. Yeah. But let me tell you, that's the songs that Colbert sings. She's always trying to find those special. If you'll excuse me, I have to. He starts just throwing up all over the pillows behind him. At this point, Stubbs kind of walks up and goes, I believe that the good master, sir, he may want a moment of privacy. If you wouldn't mind, please leave him be. The barkeep kind of runs over with some towels, in a bucket, trying to catch his throw up. And a lot of the pillows around him look like they've already been thrown up on today. And Stubbs kind of leads the party out of the pavilion at this point. So we're gonna take a pause there. Does anybody need a bathroom break, or are we still good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bathroom break, time out, and we'll come back to aviary function in Pragar.
Yeah, squirrel time.
Squirrel!
You fucked with squirrels, Morty?
That's pretty close.
Making sure to clear.
Oh yeah. Hey Zach, I keep forgetting to bring those booklets over from the Rook and Raven. That way we can plan something out.
Yeah, did you get my whisper, or do I have to send it to the other Okabar? I whispered something about the notebooks a while back. Way up, like, before we basically left the dressing room.
Yeah, I did, but like, I
just want to make sure that's right with Mars.
because we chatted so
I don't know if you know, but there's two Okabars. There's an Okabar and an Okabar 2. So, like, when we whisper, it brings both up. So I don't know. I didn't know if it was the right one. So it's just the first one. Good to know.
Yeah, that's why Okabar can never use his icons, because I always assign it to the wrong Okabar.
Ah, that's why you had to keep switching the top tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Hey, Jared, while they're not here, do you have Tabletop Simulator for Steam?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Have you? I've played with it too, dude. It has some really cool mods and stuff, but I haven't gotten too deep in it.
Dude.
I've been working on some stuff. I need to implement more. Like I mean, it's most of that is taken from other people and just culminated to what I need, but like mixed mods basically. But it's
Okabar,
nice
we could play. Yeah, we could play D&D in VR. It's amazing.
Yep.
No, I've mentioned it to him. It's like, imagine if you could do that. He's like, but you can. And I was like,
There's an option. Every time you open the game and ask, do you want to load the VR or the regular version?
Yeah, so I got.
And some of those VR sets are amazing.
I haven't messed with tabletop in the VR yet, but on the screen it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Adrian is definitely hooked onto the Oculus. She loves playing Beat Saber. We figured out the whole how to get mods for Beat Saber, and we got a bunch of like songs for it. And it's, like she's on there like probably 2 or 3 times a week. So yeah, pretty great.
Dude, Beat Saber is the best. That's such a great game.
I love that game. Fucking
yeah. Especially if you if you get the mods, man, they have a great like library of stuff of what people have.
I didn't even know there were mods until you told me about it. That's hilarious.
Dude, it's just because there's barely any music.
Yeah, there's only like 100 songs on the beginning game.
Like they have like System of a Down, they have Slipknot, they have like just Bad Bunny.
I just want shit with heavy double pedal.
The only thing so far that I've looked up that works that isn't just like something, because some of it is just like automatically done, which kind of sucks, and it's like not even on beat, which I just like immediately delete after that.
Oh,
some of them are just amazing. Like I said, Question by System of a Down. Oh my gosh, that one is amazing. It has even easy to expert mode, even a 360 mode that someone made. So it was like, yeah, it was like, I definitely been enjoying that. And then I've been the Blades and Sorcery has been a lot of fun. But like probably like 4 or 5 hours into that. Dude, the Kamea wave with that is pretty dope. Blades and sorcery. What you munching on, Casey? Let me see if Adriana wants popcorn because I really want to split a bag with her.
That's great. Elite Dangerous is fantastic. Star Wars Squadrons, Skyrim VR, so many good games.
Skyrim VR, yes. That's, in my opinion, that's one of the best VR quality. Like,
Hold on,
didn't
guys.
lose
Give me 1
too
second.
much regular Skyrim quality, porting it to VR, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the room stuff. It's been a lot of fun to do.
Hey, we need to download that. All of us need to download that mod, right? For the Valheim? Yeah, okay.
All of us have to have it, otherwise it won't work.
Right.
You have to have it or we can't log in right now, but eventually he can make it to where you don't need it, but it'll be an option instead. He just doesn't have that set up that way right now. It's either forced or you can't play, pretty much. I mean, you don't have to use them, but you have to install it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I was going to do that while we're finishing this session.
it seems like it's useful, right?
I mean, it just makes the game less time consuming for some things like the smelting and whatnot. We can change times for stuff. We can change the length of the daytime probably and nighttime, so that we don't have to sleep so often or whatever. We can change carry weights of items like the stupid eyes and resin. We can just change to 0 so we don't have to worry about them. Stuff like that. Little changes that work for our personal needs for the server.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea because the resin, those eyes, rocks,
all the trophies,
changed rocks to 0 weight.
I wouldn't change resources. That just makes the game too.
No, I know. I'm just messing around.
With the cart, you can carry so much shit, bro. I had I had 800 weight of wood stacked in that cart, and just took my happy ass back to base.
Yeah. That cart is baller with wood.
I basically have to keep making a new one though.
I know.
I'm on 5 now.
Keep fucking killing it.
Yeah, well, trolls keep killing it, and then so do random, like the regular ones. Like I keep seeing little dudes attack it, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I tried that thing where you put it in the trench. It did not work. It like half destroyed it.
Maybe we should just like have its own like shed.
I made it a garage, and a troll with a stump just crashed on through. It was nothing for it. That was my first thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Did you get my whisper, God? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, text me about it. Okay, give me just a second because I think my dog may be barking because she's outside throwing up. So, hooray!
So in talking with him, just to clarify, we found out that he was telling the truth. The drunk captain, or mutiny captain.
Yeah, as far as you know. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, so are we all here? Zuko, are you here? Not yet.
I'm here.
Yes. Okay. So, as this conversation is taking place, Aviary, you are saddled up between Pragar and Function. And as you're standing kind of outside, not exactly like in front of the pavilion, but sort of off to the side, in kind of a little open case square where there's not a whole lot of like foot traffic, you slowly begin to look up. And as you look up, you see the top is just right at the edge of the roof. There are just dozens of squirrel heads looking over at you, just their little noses shifting, smelling.
Yeah.
Slowly, around the corner, one of them kind of bravely reaches out and kind of comes up to you and slowly starts to get closer and closer to you, 10 feet away. Scurries up 7 feet, 5 feet.
It's just the one?
There's a whole bunch of them kind of waiting around the corner to see what this one happens, but there's just that one. And just smelling, sniffing, being very cautious. Scurries up
Am
a
I
little
in
bit
an alley?
closer.
Or, like, am I just in the open?
Yeah, there's like a crossroad where the city's basically set into a grid pattern. One of the blocks is where they're inside the tent. You're across the street from that. It's kind of an open like pavilion area. There's plenty of room around, but you're not exactly in the middle of the street. You're just off to the side, just hanging out, just trying to be trying not to be as much of a distraction as you can. However, the squirrels are intent on you, and one of them's about 5 feet away, just sniffing.
And so from my nature check earlier, you said that I could tell that they were sniffing for the resin?
Yes, it's the most odorous thing that's on you, and you do know that tree creatures love the taste.
Oh, okay. So with knowing that, I would take a handful of my rations. Hopefully these ones are nuts. And I would drop like little vial droplet more of the goo that I have on the nuts and hopefully use it as bait to like kind of get away from these things, because you said there's like 50 of them. That's terrifying. 50 of anything, it's hard to fight.
It's a whole bunch of them. Okay, so I'm going to make you roll another dex check, because in your current state you are covered in sticky substances all over, and you're trying to reach in, grab a stopper, also pull out your. It's just a very complex motion to go through when you're in your current form of being a mushroom, essentially. So go ahead and make your dex check real quick. See if you can pull all that out. No problem. You're able to find a couple that are acorns, and you just throw them. You just like yeet them across.
I kind of do the thing where I hand it out and then place it on the ground before he gets to my hand. Like, I don't want to be touching.
Okay.
I like gesture to the squirrel basically that this is food or for them, and then I kind of for it, I guess.
All right, do an animal handling check for me. See how well you can convince the squirrel to leave you alone and go after whatever food you have. You kind of drop it on the ground, and then you see two other squirrels running up behind it. One of the squirrels runs over and grabs the little nut rations and just jams it in their mouth.
How many nuts would you say that I was able to put down there?
I would say you said 2 rations, right? I'm going to say 2 handfuls.
Just one.
Okay, I'm going to say a little over a handful. So probably a couple dozen acorns.
Okay.
Yep, and then the ones over there just going to town. And as it's eating, you can see like it's looking at what it's eating, and is slowly kind of it keeps stuffing stuff into its mouth, but its face just stops. It's kind of slowly looks
they're eating. I would back away, maybe in an alley, try to get out of their view.
Okay, you see the pupils of the eyes just dilate until the squirrel is obviously in another dimension. All the food is gone, but it's still making the same actions as if it's eating. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta get my dog.
Is Ben gone?
His mic's not muted.
Oh. Hey, you don't happen to have a restoration spell, do you?
I do not.
I think it's a cleric only thing. How long does it take to attune to that badge thing?
I don't know. He didn't say.
He didn't say.
Right?
All right, so you have
2 hours. Am I misremembering that?
What's that?
What's
DM over the roll for? Yeah, what he said.
I didn't hear what he said. Talvin, go ahead.
How long does it take to attune to an item?
It takes a short rest.
A short rest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so Aviary, as the one squirrel that ran over there is just tripping balls on whatever it is, the other squirrels are slowly following you down the alleyway.
Fuck. I don't like this.
You see, as you walk kind of backwards into the alley, Pragar and Function are watching you like go by, and all you see are just little squirrel heads slowly peeking out as you walk that way.
All
Pragar,
right.
Function, you see the roofs are they look like they're alive with squirrel tails.
Yeah. Question, Pragar. And I'm whispering, right? Pragar, do you have any... Wait, hang on. Would Function understand what is happening?
This is peculiar enough to where, he'd know
Okay.
what's up.
Alright. Pragar, do you have any of that dinner resin by any chance?
Let me check. Yes, I have some that was given to me in the bag of holding.
Right. I'm gonna need you to take a piece out, start breaking it up, and we need to start scattering things maybe towards possible things that, maybe you want destroyed. Maybe you want bothered. But you get my drift.
I kind of see where you're going. Is there a lot of people around us right now? I assume.
It's not a
Guards,
huge
burning them.
amount of people, yeah.
Okay, so we're...
Like
Is it
dropping breadcrumbs.
Is it like a public area is what I'm asking?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. I'll,
Maybe leading away from aviary.
Where's the closest squirrels to us, though?
Right now, you look and they're swarming the roof that's directly behind you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, they don't see... Like, they're mostly following him right now. Okay.
Yeah, they are entranced and enthralled with aviary.
Evidently, it's a sensory thing that they can smell, I think. Maybe if
Before
we
I
start...
doing this, where do you want me to put the... Just lead them around the area? Because where are they going to lead to?
Well, how's your throwing arm?
Is my arm free right now?
Yeah, you have arms.
Costume?
So listen, you just take it and we could possibly just like throw it. Like underarmed. Like kind of like real nonchalant and just throw it.
Aviary, what are you doing as they're having this conversation?
I'm gonna take a second handful of rations, and this time I'm gonna take this vial of acid.
And do what with it?
And try to bait them with acid nuts.
Of all the sentences I've heard in my life, try to bait them with acid nuts. Okay, so are you putting any of that resin on these rations?
I'll put one little dab, I guess, on the... No, they'll assume... No, I won't. I'm not gonna bother. No, I'm just gonna... They'll probably assume because it's nuts again that they'll want more, and they can smell it on me, so they'll probably think it's coming from them.
Okay. Alright, so you use your acid vial on the nuts, right? Okay,
Yes.
mark that off. And then you throw one more ration out there, just a handful of nuts onto the ground. At this point, warming down the walls, like they're all just keeping at like a 10-foot radius around you. A couple of them go by the nuts. They smell it. One of them takes a nut and eats it, and his face melts off. He dies. He's easily dead. The rest of them leave a pretty big berth. So I would say you killed one of them, but it wasn't like too enticing.
It wasn't intimidating enough to scare them off.
No, I don't think so. They are enthralled, and they have an addiction to this shit. Basically, it's heroin to trailer parks. It's terrible stuff. So they're going towards it
Is there
function? Pragar, what are y'all doing?
is there like a sewer or sewage like
Make a-
drain or anything near
Yeah,
me?
make a perception check for me real quick.
Damn, the one time.
Man, no, there's not anywhere.
I mean, I would be looking around too, right?
Yeah, you're following Pragar's lead, and being up in a big branch, there's not going to be any sewers in a branch, unfortunately.
Oh,
Any kind of
sewers.
drains. Well, any kind of like drainage.
I didn't hear. Oh, I got you.
But
Yeah, you certainly didn't see anything, unfortunately.
All right. Well, I guess I'll try to take out some of this resin and just try to chunk it away from like a different So I guess if Aviary is running one way, I'm gonna throw it kind of in a different direction to see if I can get some of the squirrels off his tail.
Okay, and you have a 1 pound brick, right?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay. I'm going to say doing this is going to utilize the whole brick. Okay, you break off small chunks of it and give it a toss. Go ahead and make a dexterity check just for handling this thing.
Of course.
Can I assist?
God damn it.
Yes, you roll 1 2 function since you're
A
helping.
dex check.
You roll a dex check.
Cannot get around in this fucking cauldron on my head.
Head.
Yeah.
Head. Yeah.
Oof. Okay. All right. So I need you both to roll Constitution saving throws, please.
Fuck. +5.
+5. Oh god. Oh god.
Plus 14.
Plus 14.
God Almighty. Okay.
No, hey, Prager, that's a charisma. You need con.
Oh, you're right.
Ooh. Okay.
+5 is 19.
Okay, so you are able to tear these chunks off with your glove, and you start to throw them. I need you to make, since Function's helping you with this, I need you to make an animal handling check.
Both of us?
Just Pragar.
Just Pragar. All right.
Okay. All right, we're gonna just pause right there.
Okay.
Talvin, are you leaving the tent at this point?
Yeah. I mean, he's thrown up, right?
Yeah, he's puking. The manservant Stubbs is trying to get you guys out of here so he can take care of his
So-
master.
As we're walking out, I'll turn to Xanthar and be like, well, it seems like that the only option, and as I open the curtain, I'll go, what in the holy fuck is happening?
Right. As you open the curtain, you see a horde of squirrels just swarming the entire area. Several of them are belly up, just hallucinating. Their eyeballs just pulsing as they chew on a little bit of this brick and just fall over, just overdosing on everything. Pragar himself, make sure this is right. Yeah, that was your concept. Yeah. So Pragar himself you can see his eyes have turned to this glassy black. Pragar, you now have a point of exhaustion.
At a 19?
You got a 14.
No, +5.
+5 is a 19.
My saves are +5.
That's right. So, yeah, you see Pragar's eyes go white for a second, and he kind of shakes it off a little bit. But you see, it looks like a massacre of just a army of squirrels that are running away from Aviary and running into this just line of bricks, and they're just throwing up. They're pooping themselves. It's a very strange situation that you've come out into. There are at least 30 dead squirrels and probably 100 of them that are just... What are you doing?
So I'm good. They're not gonna swarm me now.
Yeah, you saw all the heads kind of turn as soon as they heard this clacking noise, which was Pragar throwing the bits and pieces of the brick, and they all just ran away and just started swarming. So Aviary kind of runs the corner and sees a whole bunch, just piles of dead squirrels, kind of daisying it as they're just trying to get a little bit of this resin and just overdosing.
Question, DM.
Mm-hmm.
How much does a dead squirrel weigh?
1 pound.
I picked up all 30 dead squirrels.
You could just say how much does a squirrel weigh? Their weight doesn't die, you psychopath.
I don't know if they weigh more because they consume this resin in the track. I don't know.
I'm gonna Google it. How much does a squirrel weigh?
My money's
Yeah,
like
Eastern-
4 to 6 pounds.
The eastern gray
God, make
squirrel
sure you-
weighs 0.8 to 1.3.
So we can average it out to 1.
Just call it one.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm just gonna do 1. Fuck it. Okay, Aviary, you have 30 overdosed squirrels. I will say it does take a few minutes to pick these up.
Wait, does Function realize what is like? Are we there watching him do this?
Yeah. As you're
Okay.
standing there, like, what the fuck just happened? Aviary's over there just scooping up dead squirrels. Some of them are fighting him for like the resin. He's just letting them eat it and then just put them in his bag.
Pragar, should we kind of block the scene while he's picking these up, huh?
Aviary, you suffer 1 point of damage as the squirrels are biting everything in the area.
I see Tal walk out of the room. Or the,
Yeah, so the group now walks out. They're stopped on the steps, just like surveying this ridiculous.
like, if Pragar, if you could see his face right now, but there's a cauldron, so you don't understand.
And Function's just like this.
We
Okay.
need to get out of here now.
As you're saying this, there you hear a what the fuck, and there is a guardsman who has just turned the corner. He's looking at this just massacre like body of squirrels. It's just a field of death with Aviary like collecting them at this point. Wait. He looks at everybody, kind of looks around for a second with his spear.
I walk up. I'm a mycelia, right?
Yeah, you're a Myconid.
I'm at Myconid, I'm sorry. I walk up to him. Nothing to see here. Just normal cleanup crew like always.
Make a deception check, please.
Move along.
These are not the dead squirrels you are looking for.
You see him just okay. So you see him look at everything, take it in, take what you said in. Just frowns, makes a face, and turns around and just continues walking.
I'll just
Didn't want to deal with it.
yeah.
Have a wonderful day.
I'll pretend that I'm like cleaning up the dead squirrel. So
Okay, at this point, with all the dead squirrels, most of them are starting to dissipate and go other places of the tree. And the group kind of convenes once the squirrel flood has cleared out.
Is there a big enough chunk of resin to pick back up left?
No. Unfortunately, everything that was thrown out was eaten or taken.
Well, Tav, what the actual fuck was that? I don't remember any part of the plan involving squirrels.
Yeah, me neither.
remember that part where we used resin to put on one of our disguises? I'm pretty sure that's just led to this. So maybe we should,
So what you're saying is, once again, we have to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's.
We should probably leave
No, the problem is taken care of.
Right. You still,
We're good.
you still have resin armor on, so I still feel like there's an eventual problem there.
We've already caused enough.
Cross that
commotion.
bridge.
Did you?
Hey, look,
what
we
we
have to
need?
do
We need
these
anything
squirrels.
else?
It's fine.
Did you get what you need?
I think so. I mean, I don't know, Xanthar, did he say anything useful at all, or was it all just...
It was mumbledy garbledy goop, for sure.
I spoke to his manservant, though.
So where do we need to head to now?
Well, I guess it turns out that our estranged captain is actually not a captain at all. He's actually the son of a noble family. Do you remember the letter that I found? course, I didn't discuss that with them, but as of the moment, they think that the higher ups here in the city have sent us to investigate, so they're wanting to cooperate. But it's apparently what happened is this noble family owns the ship. They try to import and export rare goods, which I think we already ascertained, but he's going to... the only way that we're getting on that ship is to get him his place back as captain.
All right.
If we tell his family what happened, they will probably he'll become a disgrace to them. So we can't really go over his head. It seems that the only option is to help him reestablish himself. He said that half of the crew is loyal to him, other parts of the crew are loyal to her, people she's brought on and made promises to. The other half are sort of in limbo, just kind of going with whoever seems the most powerful of the two. So, I don't know. We have to figure out a way to get him back. So, I don't know. We can assassinate him. We can help him with some sort of scheme. I don't know. There's several ways we could go about it. I'm not sure. But I can tell you one thing. The only way we're getting on that ship and getting where we need to go and getting access to the urn is if he owes us a debt of gratitude and is forced to take us with him because we got him his ship back.
Agreed.
I feel like we just made a full circle, and I'm dressed like this for no fucking reason. Alright.
Well, there is the comedic effect.
Pragar, think about it. If it wasn't for all of this, then 30 to 40 squirrels would not have died for no reason. So, silver lining.
Not no reason.
Alright, so do you have names of anybody that was loyal to him, or do we know where to start?
I think we have to start by getting him sober. As long as he's in there, and he's not going to run out of coin, and as long as he's paying to have booze brought to him by the barkeep in there, he's going to stay drunk. So we either get the barkeeper to stop serving him booze, or we get him out of there. Or, in a normal circumstance, we could just cast a spell on him to rid him of his drunkenness, but it's not something we can do at the moment.
So is he like Okabar level, or like further?
He's the opposite of Okabar. He is highly unfunctioning.
I am function.
Yeah. We know.
Okay.
Thank you. So, as you're staying there having this conversation, there are several squirrels that are like rolling on the ground. They're not dead, but they are definitely tripping balls. Zane, what were you saying?
Could I collect more if I stomp them out?
Hold on. What? Avery, what did you say?
I swear to God, if you are just drugging squirrels and killing them to get XP points, I will fucking stab you.
No. I mean, you said they're rolling on the ground. Can I just step on them and collect more squirrels?
Yeah, so you collect 10 more squirrels.
Right.
Now there's just a giant mushroom guy just curb stomping squirrels on the fucking sky. This game is so fucked up. Hey, how do you guys feel about
the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus!
Who said that?
Little tail whipping around.
I may be a druid, but I never said I liked all animals.
Who broke the DM?
Bro, Melora is about to
Druids were supposed to like animals.
Anyway, Xanthar, what were you saying?
Oh, Yeah. Besides wondering about the relationships between druids and nature, we could always kidnap him.
Is he guarded by any means?
He's guarded by a super nice old man that would probably love for him to be sobered up.
Alright, so what makes you... Why don't you just go take him now, then?
I don't think he's conscious right now either. My only thing is, how do we get him out of here? Where do we take him? Do we take him back to
You said
Santa's family's home? Or?
why not act like we're going to take him to a hospital or something and instead bring him back to Zan's house?
I
His
have an
grandfather's
idea.
house.
Maybe get him a room and then tie him up.
Yeah.
Could do that.
I have an idea.
And then we could rescue him.
What you got, Function? What's your idea?
You don't have to do this, but just an idea. But what if we saved him from being assassinated?
Ooh.
Like, stage it.
By mushroom guys.
Right, but what
The Mushroom Mafia.
if we help him get his ship back, then he'll owe us big time.
I'm not I wasn't there. I don't know that shit. Fuck.
Even better. Hold on, Zan, can you not... Do you still have that illusionary spell that you can do?
In a very small amount, yes.
What if you created some kind of illusion that we perhaps rescued him from?
Like a very...
Like a...
He's already drunk, right?
Well, that could go to our advantage as well.
Yes.
But
I
what
mean,
What if we just
if
storm
several
him?
6-foot tall mushrooms just burst in and attacked him, we could rescue him from those guys too.
yeah, we could do that.
Get you
What
some
if
of that.
we do, like, hey, this
Sounds worthwhile.
What sounds do mushroom make? Am I supposed to talk? I don't even know.
Musha, musha, musha.
Yeah. I talked to that guard over there. I told him like nothing to see here. And he just walked away.
This is ridiculous. Alright, so so we have an idea that we want to perhaps kidnap him. Where are we going to take him? To your grandfather's house, or would he be against that? Are you against that?
Isn't his grandfather the one that told us to come and talk to him?
Told us to talk to him, not kidnap him.
Yeah. Same, right?
Yeah, but I don't always want to kidnap people and take them home.
We're not kidnapping. We're not kidnapping him with malicious intent. He'll wake up tomorrow sober and hungover out of his mind, and then we can explain to him that we're going to help him get his ship back.
Okay.
We just have to get him away from the bottle.
We have to convince the butler.
We could also go in there and pay off the bartender to not serve him anymore, but he's probably got more money than we do, so I don't know if that would work.
Okay, so here we go. If all three of us mushroom people walk in demanding that this, like maybe he owes us money, perhaps, something like that. We come to take his head, or bounty, whatever.
Right.
You jump in as the saviors, pretend to fight us, and then meet
what?
with him?
Well, then he'd
In
have
the
no reason.
commotion, someone sneaks out with him?
What if we go in and we tell him to look outside, and that we just found out that these mushroom men have been hired to come and kidnap you and kill you, and that we can escape, and then he comes with us willingly,
I like that idea better because
and then you guys can chase us around.
I don't like that idea, mainly because what if he calls his family and gets in contact with his family, and now we're targets from him.
How did he feel about
Hit
you
him on the head and shoot him in the back.
Well, was he friendly with you in the first place?
I didn't hear that part, Tal.
I mean, I said we could always just go in there, knock him unconscious, tie him up, wrap him in a cloak, and carry him out of here.
it seems that
I imagine the guards in the elevator will be.
What if you try to convince him first, and if that doesn't work, then you knock him out and drag him and try to...
What if we convince him to just come party with us at Xanthar's house? Free booze, free food, women, we can promise him all sorts of things that don't necessarily have to be there.
How are you going to? You said the butler's always with him, right?
Well, I think his butler might work alongside us to get him out of this bar and to somewhere else so that we can get him sobered up.
I'm fine with that idea. Seems less chaotic.
Let Stubbs in know. Let Stubbs in on the plan.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that Stubbs is the one that asked me if we would intervene on his behalf.
Well,
we really need to utilize these mushrooms, though.
Right. Also, do you trust him?
I feel like he, for whatever reason, does care very deeply for his master. And
did you ask him if he was with the Broken Eye?
No. I didn't get any sort of feeling from him that they were. Damn, he's been this man's servant since this man was a child, I think. He's been with them forever because of their family, their nobles. She certainly was, and probably still is, with the Broken Eye. Apparently she sought them out to join their crew, which sounds like a pretty flagrant spy move, you know.
Well, it sounds like we must find this buyer.
Alright, so first things first, do we want to get him?
Gotta get on the ship first.
Yeah, we gotta get him sober to get him his ship back so we can take the ship and get out of here.
Alright, so what your thoughts? You want to go in there and try to invite him back?
I go and be like, hey, you ever partied with cool mushroom guys?
Should I do
How do you feel about dead squirrels?
do like a weird dance as a mushroom?
Ooh, Okabar, you can do that. Every time you do dances, people seem to agree to whatever we're asking. You can try that. It's worked twice now, so far, so.
Alright, anyone else have any other thoughts before we go?
About the ship. Do we know that it's not scheduled to leave anytime soon before we get this drunk ass back as captain?
Yeah, the repairs that were needing to be done have been put back even further after the incidences of last night. So,
so we're on delay.
Good point.
As well as Stubbs told me that the ship won't leave until the crew unanimously decides who they're going to follow, and since there still is division between them of who wants him and who wants her, they're not a cohesive unit at the moment. So it seems like they will be here until we get this sorted out.
Was Stubbs a part of the crew when he was captain?
No, Stubbs is a servant of this noble who is
I know.
captain.
But do you think while he was captaining, Stubbs was with him still, or do you think Stubbs has been here in the City of Leaves?
I don't know. As far as I could tell, I think he travels with him. I think that he doesn't go anywhere without him. It would seem.
Fair enough.
Do you want me to go back in and ask old Stubbsy if he'll help persuade his captain to come to not live in this fucking lounge, to come sleep in a bed at our home and eat and feast and drink and all of these things? Maybe he'll just come with us.
Yeah, try that first, and if
I think we should just wing it.
Go for it.
Yeah. If not, you guys come in dressed like mushrooms, beat the crap out of him, and we'll just kidnap his ass. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll bring dead squirrels with us. It's fine. We got this.
Yeah.
I'll beat him with
squirrels. Okay, I will go in. I will walk back in. I will find Stubbs. Is he there? Still there?
Yeah, so Stubbs has like a big loaf of bread that he's slowly feeding to Lacoste.
What's your family
on the ground that are... Who are you asking?
Xanthar, what's your family name?
Maelstrom.
Maelstrom. Sorry, I can never remember anything. Oh yeah, I'll walk. So Stubbs.
Okay. Stubbs has bread and he's kind of poking it in his mouth, and Lacoste is kind of like, he's conscious. He's not like passed the fuck out, but he's laying there just going, ugh. Yes, good sir. How might I help you?
We have decided to help you in your plot to get your ship and your crew back. And we would request that you come with us to the... I literally just forgot your family name again. I just asked you. Maelstrom, right?
Maelstrom.
The Maelstrom family here in the City of Leaves have a rather large home where we can put you in a bed, we can feed you, they have some of the finest alcohol in the whole city. We will go there.
You see Stubbs like making the no alcohol.
Yeah. I'll give him a little wink. And we'll ramble rouse and have ourselves a hell of a time, and in the morning we will start to plot getting your station back. And that way you don't have to go to your family home and admit to your parents. It would be such a shame if your father were to find out what's happening. So, if you would please come with us, we will put you up for the evening and make sure you are treated with every luxury, and then tomorrow we will begin to assist you in getting your station back as captain.
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage? Because Stubbs is... Right, Stubbs? I mean,
You're convincing Stubbs at this point. Go ahead and make your check.
Right, old Stubbsy. What am I doing?
Persuasion. Which you shouldn't have any problem with. But we'll see.
My charisma's low.
At this point, Stubbs kind of leans down. Lacoste is on the couch, just like every other white 20-year-old girl, just ugh.
Give Stubbs a wink, by the way, when I said plenty of alcohol.
Okay. Makes him feel better.
We talked about it earlier. I told him we have to get him sober. That's like the first
so he kind of stubs him. Master, look, these nice people. They want to give you a good place with lots of food. Food. Yes, sir. Yes, food and a nice warm bed, of course. I want Whataburger. I don't know what that is, sir, but of course. He looks at me and goes, "Sir, I don't know if I can take him out of here without carrying him."
Oh, well, luckily I have 2 or 3 very large mushroom friends outside that could probably help us carry him.
My mushroom friends. Do you have a good reason for getting past the guards?
Well, they don't want us to be here.
Well, they don't want anyone to move around about the city unless there's need.
Right. Well, my associate that you met earlier has a badge and a sponsorship, and we told the guards on the way up that we were coming to discuss a shipment with your captain, and that he used his sponsorship. So if we just come down and say, "Hey, this is the captain we found," we now realize why he has not made the delivery.
Could we perhaps fake a poisoning? Say he's being poisoned. Do you have any additional evidence that would support a poisoning?
I feel like we could fabricate that.
I have the vial of acid. It doesn't have any acid in it.
Of acid? I don't think acid makes a good poison.
No, but it's just an empty vial.
If somebody were to dose him with dinner resin, that would...
No, good lord, no. Anything that dinner resin is toxic stuff. No.
How about a gazer shard?
Well, I'm not saying we should actually give him dinner resin. I'm saying we could just claim it.
What are you, drug dealers? What's going on here? No, just let's take him down and see if we can't convince the god.
He's outside.
I'm not here.
I've read about this one drug called cocaine.
Okay, so with Stubbs' help, you kind of get him up, and at this point, Lacoste is completely blacked out. The two, Talvern and Stubbs, are able to kind of push him out. As soon as the door opens, Stubbs looks around and goes, "Oh, this'll definitely work." Yes, as he gazes upon all the twitching squirrels that are like lying on them, as Aviary is curb stomping every squirrel he finds and just abruptly ending. Oh yes, they'll buy this. Oh God, it's disturbing.
So I'll walk out and go. They're coming with us. Xanthar, you're gonna have to lie to the guards. Tell them we found our ship captain we were looking for, and he's been poisoned, and we're taking him to your home for medical attention. Also, somehow all these squirrels were poisoned. Who knows how?
Weird.
But apparently, it's the same poison that he had.
Weird.
Lord.
All right, so we're all start walking to the elevator.
Yeah, eventually, the Myconids are carrying the limp form of Captain Lacoste down. As you get closer to the elevator, one of the guards that's on the elevator kind of lays up a hand lazily and does a double look as this crowd of Myconids and random people and a hobo and a wizard are all coming up carrying a limp captain, like this guy in elegant, like extravagant clothing. Halt! What's going on?
We're taking our captain to my family home to be treated for what I can only guess is fucking alcohol poisoning.
Alcohol poisoning? Very well. He kind of looks over. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage since everyone's kind of there.
Is that a lie, though?
It's persuasion. I didn't say it was.
Oh.
Deception. Okay, no problem. Yes, of course. This way, please. And he quickly ushers you onto the elevator. It's a brand new, fresh elevator, and he closes the latch. And he goes, "Get them down quickly!" And you see the druid kind of like look, and he looks over at the guy that's in his arms. Oh, okay. And he swirls his staff like he's done so many times, but this time he actually puts a little kick into his swirl, and the elevator drops. Each of you feels your stomach kind of go up into your throats as the elevator goes down at least twice as fast as it does normally. In no time at all, you guys land safely at the bottom. The latch is open. You guys are kind of ushered out. You all make your way pretty much unaccosted again over to Xanthar's grandfather's manor. As you enter the gates once again for the third time, you come in with an unconscious body hauling into the gates, and once again all of the servants drop whatever they're doing. They all come in thinking that this person is dead or this person has been possessed or whatever it may be, and just a quick smell and oh dear, they quickly realize that he's just extremely intoxicated.
He's been possessed.
Okay, make a deception check with disadvantage. As grandfather comes downstairs, he kind of walks in and he goes, is this what all of the Myconid okay. So several of the
I shall perform an exorcism.
That was with disadvantage? Damn, son. Okay, yeah, several of the staff members flee after hearing this.
He's got a demon inside of him, and he went on a rampage and killed 40 to 50 squirrels.
Squirrel demon.
Great, yes! That's connecting the dots.
Once again, they run out and they grab the body, pull them from you, and they start to run. This time, instead of running to the infirmary, they're running straight towards the chapel. And grandfather comes down, the Zuko, what is all this? What's going on? Fill me in. Xanthar, sorry, Xanthar, fill me in. Sorry, I'm confused.
Oh,
what's going on?
We were rescuing the last airbender. No, this is a captain that you told us about. And
I told you about.
Somebody told us about him. Anyhow, the moral of the story is that we need to sober him up, and help him get his shit back. Because he's an idiot. But we need him.
A rich idiot.
I know about needing rich idiots. Very well. He will be tended to once he is exorcised, and I hope that the demon, or whatever is possessing him, is out quite quickly.
The power of Christ compels you. I'm sorry.
No,
Who's Christ?
Exorcised. He's out of shape.
It's a nickname.
I thought Chris followed Thamus.
It's a nickname. It's fine. We're on a name-to-name basis. All right, Ingo.
Ah.
Thank the son, but also him. Anyway. Very good. So, all of you kind of crowd around. He's in the church, like the little small chapel that they have, that every family kind of has their own little, religious sect. He's on a slab inside the chapel, and there's their holy kind of family priest, like waving some incense around him. I don't believe he's possessed at all, but just in case. And he sprinkles a little bit more, holy water, whatever it is, on him. To be honest, he's just really hungover, really drunk. We've all been there. You know he's going to feel like shit in the early hours of the morning. Stubbs, the whole time, is right by him. Sorry?
Stubbs, I recommend you stay here with him so that when he wakes up, he's not goes into complete shock about where the fuck he is.
Could we put him perhaps in a... Could we perhaps put him in a more comfortable bed? He's on a stone plinth at the moment in the middle of a large church. He'll think that he's been, I don't know, sacrificed or something. Is there a room that I was promised? A comfortable bed?
Yes, he can have my room.
Well, he's not possessed. I don't know what these people are thinking when they hear that he's possessed, but go away. He kind of shoos away the priest, who's, a little bit offended by doing that. Can we not move him to a bed somewhere?
Not in my house, but...
Please, anyone. Whose house is this? And he looks around at each of the half-elves. He looks at you, Xanthar, especially.
Let's take him up to a room.
He can have my room. That way I can watch over him.
All right.
Make sure he's safe.
Yes, with Pragar's help, he's able to get into a very comfy bed. Stubbs refuses to leave the room. He kind of posts up into a very nice overstuffed armchair and leans back in there and Function, you just kind of stand there menacingly. Are you in the room still, or what are you doing?
I'll go down with everybody else for now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's up in the room. He's good. Everybody else goes down to their little conference room, or what are y'all doing?
Is that right, or...
Yeah, we can
have anything else that they... I don't see any way of us coming up with a plan to get him his ship back without him being a part of it. I mean, he knows who's loyal to him still, and what he would have to do, I guess, to win over the rest of the crew. Does anybody have anything else that we can get done today before he wakes up tomorrow?
As of note, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Zuka, what about you? And I mean, we know where your urn is now. Is there anything else you need to do?
I want to find it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
whatever it takes.
Isn't there a way to take away his state of drunkenness?
Only with magic. I don't know. Is anybody, Xanthar, is anybody in your family, your grandfather, he can do spells. He has the same little kind of pass that you do, right?
I don't think he can. I honestly don't even know if he can do magic.
They try very much not to. I mean, speaking of which, I should probably go check on my uncle, but they didn't even want to use magic to heal him. They're just nursing him back to health the old-fashioned way.
Uncle?
Yeah.
How is he?
I don't know. I'm gonna go check on him when we're done chatting it up here.
Right. Well, listen, he's up in my room. Should I watch over him? Lestor?
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Do you trust him?
Gonna stay asleep until he needs our help.
Fine then.
And no, I don't trust him.
So eventually, as you're having this conversation, the door opens and you see Grandfather once again walking in. So, I've heard the strangest rumors you would not believe.
Tell us,
but
what do you hear?
Well, let's just say that there were some squirrely things that were said of you. And I only mean you because I assume, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. What happened? Who is this fellow?
Well, he is the captain of a ship who has currently had his ship taken over by his first mate, but also he's still paying the crew, so they're probably loyal to him. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm just going to be honest.
Very well. What's the captain's name? What's the ship? Most ships have been moored here for months. Well, I guess weeks now.
The Steel Feather.
Oh, I see. Wasn't that the ship that you were supposed to be taking? The one that's running the blockades?
That is the ship that we would like to take, and this is the gentleman we would like to put back in charge of it, so that he would, if everything works out, would like to let us come aboard.
His family owns the ship. But
They own the ship?
His first mate, he's pretending to be a ship captain. He's really a noble. Name of the family. But,
Oh, the Amakir family.
Yeah. So he's actually a member. He's actually the son of the Amenkir family, who he's essentially.
That's not the Delver of Mon Amakir, is it?
Yeah, that's who that is.
Oh, I
But you
was
know-
wondering where he was. Yes. Okay, so the Amenkir family is very close to. They don't exactly sponsor us, but they do offer us exclusive bidding on certain magic items, jewelry, costumes, things of that nature. We could not exist without their help. They're very friendly to us, so
Is that how you made Pragar's outfit? Because it is exquisite.
it is very good. No, this was ingenious. I can hear the cauldron, the pot on his head when he speaks, but it doesn't even look like it. He looks like a straight running mic in it. It's beautiful.
I take off the cauldron.
What?
It's like when you take off a Halloween costume and you're like sweating completely.
Oh yeah, you
It's just,
you stink like a lizard cage. It's terrible.
yeah.
Oh.
We have to
Good.
figure out a way to get him his ship back without letting his family know that he lost it. We need him to take us where we need to go. In order to do that, we have to get him to owe us. So we have to get him his ship back, and we have to do it without his family finding out what's going on, because that would certainly not make him want us to do a favor if we uncovered this massive failure to his father.
So wait. Why was he transposed? Why was he not keeping a legitimate watch on his ship, and he was easily overthrown by his first mate? What's going on there?
He is a belligerent drunk, it seems. I don't know if he was before, or he is now.
I don't know.
It sounds.
It seems like he doesn't fit the captain type. You know what I'm saying?
He's not a real captain. He's a rich kid who's pretending to be a captain because he wants to have the renown of a captain. She, on the other hand, is a impeccable swordsman with all sorts of seedy underworld contacts and would make a very good pirate captain. So,
Wait, who is this? Who is this?
Colbert, right? That's her name.
Wait. Colbert Stegus, the singing sword swinger.
Yep.
Yes.
Who we also know that may not currently, but she certainly did work with the Broken Eye in the past. Apparently, she sought them out to become part of their crew, and within 4 months has now worked herself into being first mate, and then just before they arrived here this last run, taken over the ship. So she obviously has her own intentions, and the urn that they carry, that we are also looking for, is definitely part of it.
Something tells me that she still works for the Broken Eye. Perhaps.
Almost certain.
Listen, our main goal is
With.
the urn and passage. Both of those.
So what do these urns have to do with you? Why do you seek them out?
Zuka?
Well, my urn in particular, that's sacred to and that's it's near me in the first place.
I see. Let's see the grandfather. We're talking to hear you. Uh-oh. It's grandfather. I see.
But it would be very important to me to try and find this urn, and anything that you can do to help would be great.
I see this, and I do appreciate that. Let me think. So it seems strange to me that the ship itself has not taken off. Why has it not left already? Since it has already overthrown its captain, is it still an anchor?
Well, the ship had to be repaired, is what we've been told, but the overthrown captain's servant said that he believes that there are still a number of shipmates that are loyal to him and are not willing to leave without him. So I imagine she is plotting and scheming to either get rid of those crew members or to win them over herself. So the servant has told us that if we can help him get his ship back, they would be forever in our debt, and in which case we could ask for passage. They're going the direction we need to go, and they have the artifacts that we want on their ship. So getting him his captaincy back is working us towards both of our goals at this point. But that being said, I am at a complete loss how you get a smuggling ship crew to commit their loyalty to a captain. I know nothing of any of this. I have no idea where to begin. Anybody thoughts about that?
Let's think about this. What makes a good captain?
It's crew.
Big hats with feathers.
Well, I saw his hat. It's large and in charge.
Well, respect
but I think there's more to it.
I would imagine there's a knowledge piece of knowing how to steer a ship and how to command a ship. I'm sure there's a discipline aspect. I'm sure there is a paying them aspect. And I'm sure there's, what's the old adage? You can't be a leader if no one follows you, but you can't be a leader if you've no place to go, I think, maybe. So if there's no purpose in your direction, maybe... I don't know. But the hat is also very important. I think we all know this.
That is a must-have. Definitely. Did he seem confident?
Seems doubt about her as well. If her position,
what was that?
We could also sow seeds of doubt about Colbert as well. We know enough about her that we could probably start throwing into question the promises that she's made to the crew, while meanwhile helping him build his confidence and act like a fucking ship captain for once. Maybe that will get him back. I don't think they want to work for her. I think they know that she's using them, except for the people that she's brought in. I just think that they're in need of leadership.
I agree. So, as this conversation continues basically throughout the day. We're going to carry this conversation onto our Discord channel. We'll act in character, talk about what we plan to do. We won't waste any more time doing it in session. But go ahead and put your thoughts into text. Throw them in our Discord. For now, we're going to go ahead and cut it off. I'm starting to feel a little bit feel the effects of the COVID vaccine, and I think Talvin he has to get off here at 10:30. But I think that was a good, really, really interesting session. I can guarantee no one's ever had a session like that ever before, where we're curb stomping stone squirrels. Good God Almighty, dude. Yeah. But yeah, overall, a great session. Zuka, it looks like you're still with us for one more session. But yeah, we're going to continue this conversation in Discord as Lestor sobers up, and we will hit it up next week, hopefully.
What does that mean, continue it in Discord?
That means I'm going to allow kind of not a meta discussion, but like if you guys want to talk about how you want to make him a better captain, or how you want to sabotage Colbert's efforts to become a captain, whatever you want to do, let's formulate a plan.
We need to do our planning outside.
Yes, I'm going to allow the planning outside because you have the rest of the day to plan this out.
Yeah.
So essentially, you would have that.
We just don't have time to roleplay it right now.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's all
I'm
good.
not going to think of something on a whim.
Yeah, that
Yep.
makes
Makes sense.
yeah.
All right, I gotta go, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Thank you all for coming on. Yo, have a good night.
All right,
I love all of you. Thank you.
love you. Good job.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Awesome session. Love y'all. Later.
Come back.
Are y'all staying on?
I'm about to drop out.
Oh.
It would be cool to start the next session with a plan, as opposed to spending an entire session
Trying
planning.
to figure it out, yeah.
And then
Well, I
waiting
mean, this
for-
session was like us catching up on everything.
Listen,
I felt
hang
like.
on though.